the day we've all been waiting for. And I've been sat waiting patiently, like a little child on Christmas morning, waiting for the UFO report to drop. So I thought, why not go live? Yes, indeed, we will wait and face the agony together. But this is going to be one major disappointment, ladies and gentlemen. We all know that, right? Right? Or do we live in hope? Hit like, hit share. I will be with you in just a moment, folks. Don't go anywhere. One more crappy song and we will get into it, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. I hope you're as excited as I am. Even though I know it's going to be disappointing, I'm still excited. What's that all about?
Ma'am, are you serious?
How dare you?
So first in the chat today, we had John Nelson. Congratulations, John. Look at that, even a mic drop from Captain Obvious. He's impressed, dude. He's impressed. In fact, we're that impressed, we've even got a bit of Zach. Yeah, that's for you, John, first in the chat. So we have got Polly Nation coming in there. King Sweet, John, Rick, good to see you. And we've got James Coop. See how we are living. Polly, Bet, Jocelyn, ZX, Sebastian. Don't be spurging the chat, Sebastian. Now, come on. We've got Weapon times 5. Jocelyn.
Unexpected happiness.
Oh, or really frustrating anticipation. I've been experiencing today, ladies and gentlemen. Let me tell you, we got King Sweet in the chat room. Jocelyn, thank you very, very much. Uranus, One Arm Steve, 420. I think we need to make some kind of special award for the best name in the chat. And I think One Arm Steve, 420. And unknown, pretty unknown fact, it's always 420 where Jimmy Jeans is hanging by a dime in FEMA Region 9, as he likes to say. Yes, indeed. Now, I am going to be distracted by my phone today. We're sitting here. We are waiting for the Holy Grail to drop, ladies and gents. It's that day, allegedly, when the UFO report is meant to drop over in the US. And I've been sitting patiently, well, not so patiently. I tried to play Tarkov to kill some time. I tried reading some other stuff about that miniature planet / comet that's making its way into the solar system. But all the time, got one eye on a browser watching UFO report. All the latest tweets coming through. And as the day's gone on, people have become increasingly and more increasingly frustrated with the lack of news that's come out thus far. So if we come over here, first of all, we'll take a look at the Twitter. Let's get the chat out of the way a little bit. Let's see, put it down there. We'll blow up Twitter so we can see it a bit better. This is the latest tweets. We'll come over here and then I'll refresh the latest ones. The top 10 things I'd like to ask about an extraterrestrial. See, it's not there yet. Here's some good footage of the UFOs or UAP. Oof. Secure Team 10, not a big fan. Not a big fan of Secure Team 10, but it is what it is. Yep, people going crazy. See, it's still not dropped yet. Still not dropped, ladies and gentlemen. So I thought, well, why don't we just go live? It's Freaky Friday today anyway, so we'll be live later on. And I might as well just come and hang out with you people over here right now. We'll find some articles to look at that have been posted already about the upcoming report. And it should be any moment now. Should be. Maybe. Now, if you're new to the channel, which I wouldn't imagine so, but I'm very, very skeptical about what is going to come our way today. I do not hold out much hope, not much hope, that it's going to be that dawn of a new era when it comes to UFOs, aliens, confirmation of stuff that we've known for a long time. Why we need confirmation from the government, I don't know, but it's like some inbuilt thing in humans where we need that kind of authority figure to come along and tell us what we already know anyway. I think a lot of the stuff that we've already seen from people like Luis Elizondo into the Stars Academy, and more recently Corbell, I actually think that technology is more down to earth, albeit in black projects and very sneaky beaky type stuff. But that's not to say that the science behind it didn't come from some crash retrieval type technology that's been back engineered by people like Bob Lazar. I say like Bob Lazar because I don't know how genuine old Bob is. I like his story. How much of it is true? I don't know. I think there are a few kernels of truth in there. But until I get my hands on some of that, is it unobtainium? Is that the stuff, the crazy element he talks about? Until I get that to power up my flux capacitor, we'll keep an open mind on it. And that's the best thing to do, you know, as I've been building up towards the report today. not to try and get too invested in one outcome over another. You know, it's going to be pretty much a damp squib. I think more of the trusted people, or at least the people I trust in ufology, and it's one of the weirdest communities in the world. You got to admit that, right? It's like you would think for a bunch of people who have got one real core belief or thing in mind, i.e., aliens and UFOs, you would think we would be pretty cohesive. It'd be quite a strong knit group, but that couldn't be further from the truth. And it goes all the way from geniuses to absolute whackballs, let me tell you, ladies and gents. And I like to think I sit roughly in the middle of that. Probably lean more towards the whackball. So, yes, with that said, I'm going to come into the chat room. I'm going to get people to give me their thoughts on what's going to be coming out or what you think will be coming out. King says, do a 24-hour round-the-clock disclosure telethon today, please. Well, I don't know how long we might be here. There's no constraints on me, really, King, because we do Freaky Friday at midnight. That's 5 hours away. Now, I don't see me being able to do 24 hours, all right? That's just silly. I'm not even going to try and kid myself or you or anyone else on. But there could be a very substantial increase in the hours of streaming today. And now it makes sense, I hope, as to why I haven't streamed so much earlier on in the week. I have been one eyeball, and if I do that, I'll probably get called. Hang on, I'll get called. What number is it?
No, not that one. Illuminati.
Yes, indeed. Indeed. So, I don't know if we'll do 24 hours, but we'll go as long as we can. What else has been said in the chat? Bet says, where's Jimmy? He'd be good here. Nah, Jimmy's not really a UFO dude. He's not really a UFO dude. He'll talk about the UFOs to me. I can tell looking at him. It's just not his cup of tea. Not his cup of tea. They'll disclose they have aliens from the Roswell crash. Weapon, wouldn't that be awesome? Wouldn't it? I think that'd be pretty cool. Do I think they will? No. No. I just don't. Do I think they've got aliens from Roswell? I'm probably a really frustrating content creator for people out there when we get into these things because I keep such an open mind on everything because I really know nothing. And there's so many different stories around the whole Roswell thing. I think something definitely happened there of great interest. I could make really good cases for it being, yep, aliens, B, Americans using technology that they got from World War II, even Russians doing exactly the same thing as we moved in towards the era of the Cold War. There's so many different things that may or may not have gone on there. So wouldn't it be great, though, if we got the actual official alien autopsy video? I was watching that Corbell yesterday, getting interviewed on Theories of Everything, really good YouTube channel. And he was asked by the audience in an AMA whether he's ever seen a photograph or video that's really had him convinced he's looking at the real deal. And he said, no, he hasn't. But he was really cagey about it. I want to believe that Corbell's a genuine dude. I really do. And I'm trying to move on from like going after the characters and just sticking with the information. It's the best thing to do because that's what ufology becomes. It becomes more about the people talking about it than actually discussing the material within it. And I'll recommend Alien Scientist channel right now to anyone who follows this kind of stuff. I'll pull it up here on the screen. I'm sure all of you are probably over there on this cat's channel anyway. But there it is there, Alien Scientist. I'll drop a link in the chat room. I'm surprised he's not actually live, you know. Surprised he's not live. There he is. He was talking about that interview. There it is there. And Jeremy himself, I think it's Jeremy, he was on with the same dude, Kurt Jamungle, I think is how you pronounce it. I could be wrong. Does really good podcast, actually, Theories of Everything. Interviews some really, really interesting people. But that's channels I recommend. We'll go back now. We'll have a look. That's been a couple of minutes, right? Do we think it's going to be out yet? Do we? And I want people in the chat room to tell us as well if it does come out. Like when it does come out, just put like big UFOs or aliens or something to catch my attention really quickly. So let's see, Mark Rubio, don't make me come find you with this UFO report. For this UFO report, I demand that its contents be open for public perusal. If the POTUS, or the pensioner of the United States, and the Pentagon press secretary, is that young lady with the ginger hair? Yep, not too bad. And the Department of Defense want to drag their feet. Do as I request and demand that report on my behalf. You're my senator. Do it. You know, Christy, it's almost as if you think these people work for you, and I know that's the way it's meant to be, right? But I don't know. Still nothing yet, troops. Nothing yet, and we'll cut to it once it comes out. We will go there. This came out earlier on today. Hype over impending UFO report extends far past the US. Yes, indeed it does. I got an alerting breaking news story from Sky the other day about how the UFO report has been received by ufologists. Remember they used to play whack-ball music and show clips of the X-Files and Mulder acting like a goofball anytime they talked about this stuff. And now it's all cool. It's all really serious stuff. They've got their science correspondents covering it, you know. Very, very serious matter now. Douchetards. Anyway, it says here, interest in UFOs might easily be mistaken for a uniquely American obsession. Why do... No, nobody thinks... Is there actually people in the world that think UFOs, that's just an American thing? I've never come across anybody that displays that type of attitude. Born at the nexus of pop culture, Cold War panics, and high-budget aerospace experimentation. And talking of experimentation, where are we here?
Genetically modified.
Genetic engineering.
Yes, indeed, ladies and gentlemen, indeed. But as the US government prepares to release a landmark report on unidentified aerial phenomena, UFO reports around the world, or UFO experts around the world, are watching closely. See, it used to be UFO conspiracy theorists, didn't it? But now it's UFO experts. Internationally, the UFO phenomenon knows no boundaries. Philip Mantle, the former director of investigations for the British UFO Research Association, who's been looking into UFO sightings from the United Kingdom for more than 4 decades. Well, being the British UFO guy, I would hope he was doing it from within the United Kingdom. That'd have been a bit silly if he'd been living in Sri Lanka or somewhere like that. But hey, we live in a woke world over here. Stranger things have happened. Anyone involved in UFO research anywhere is likely fully aware of this report and its significance and the fact that it's imminent. You know it's important when they say imminent, ladies and gentlemen. I'm telling you, I'm getting excited here. Not. They're all waiting around the world with bated breath, waiting to see what it reveal, or perhaps what it will not reveal exactly. Wah, wah, wah. I'm going to look silly if it comes out and it's full of like pictures of anatomy of aliens and crash technology and videos of people flying inside the craft and all that kind of good stuff. It says sometimes relegated in the popular imagination to the realm of fridge research. No, I think that really should be fringe research, Washington Post. But if you want to like call it fridge research, okay, cool. Hey, semantics, right? It's just a typo. For looks and cranks, UFO analysis and investigators hope that acknowledgement and serious treatment by the US defense establishment could destigmatize their work. I think the mainstream media has gone a long way already to destigmatizing their work. Not that I think it needed that, but in public opinion, it's easy for all of us, right, to think that everybody's into UFOs and everything, everybody's into the stuff we're into, but they're not. That's the sad fact of things. However, I think that the job that the media have done over the past 4 years has probably really changed the opinion of a lot of people who never looked at this stuff. I think if you imagine what it would have been like, never been into UFOs, looking at people like us like we're crackpots, and then all of a sudden it just been swamped into their mainstream media that people watch. That's got to have had a big effect on people, right? I think anyway. It says it will give a boost to every UFO observer around the world to tell their stories, said Klaas Svan, Vice Chairman and International Director of UFO Sweden, an independent organization that investigates UFO sightings. It's a wonder it doesn't say in Sweden. So, another guy here, Tiago Luiz Tichetti, president of the Brazilian Commission of Ufologists. Isn't that an absolutely fantastic name for a UFO group? The Brazilian Commission of Ufologists, no less. Telling you. Not only are they good at football, but they come up with really cool kind of titles for their UFO groups. You Brazilians. So they said that even if the report does not deliver in depth the answers people want, there'll be heaps of people on YouTube that'll make it say anything that they want, by the way. Just so I'm warning you right now. It'll go from beyond reading between the lines and speculating to just, you know it will. Even the craziest end of ufology, even that blue chicken end of it, they'll try and say somehow that this backs up what they're saying. It's what happens. It just is, okay? So I agree with that totally. Such as where the UFOs come from. Well, once you know where they come from, are they truly an unidentified object at that point? You know they come from Alpha Centauri or one of the surrounding planetoids that might be out that way. I'm not too clued up on my galactic star charts right now, ladies and gents. I might need to consult the alien. Yeah, that's probably going to be closer to disclosure. This'll show me showing a stuffed toy will be closer to disclosure. But we wait with bated breath anyway, right? Right? I can't remember what I was saying now. Anywho, see, it's because I went to the blue chickens. That triggers me. Yeah.
Blue chickens.
He believes that it will start an unprecedented international dialogue, bringing the academy to the table. After all, which scientist wouldn't want to be the first to discover extraterrestrial intelligent life? Chichetti said. Oh, I don't know, probably that cat that got like millions of dollars to conduct a study to find out whether pigs could breathe through their Yes, he's already busy, so he probably isn't interested in aliens. Dario Fernandez, listen, folks, I'm just assuming you've been here for a while and you've seen some of the crazy science we talk about, okay? Dario Fernandez, an Argentina-based UFO researcher, said he does not think the report will expose anything revelatory. I agree. Although he hopes he is wrong, as I agree, as I hope I'm wrong too. But he said he hoped the report would not rule out some of the less likely explanation for UFOs. Because if they were an internal threat, like an industrialized country that uses UFOs as test targets, it would not be necessary to establish a task force to investigate them. Maybe, unless said task force are also funneling lots of money into the kind of projects that are off the books. I don't know. Some long-time participants in the UFO disclosure warned against overhyping the report. My sort of view of this is UFOs are the product of the Cold War, said David Clark, an associate professor at Sheffield Hallam University. who has written extensively on the subject. It is interesting, he said, given heightened tensions between the United States and Russia, that UFOs should once again come into the public prominence, as they have. Not to mention yesterday, the Russians firing some warning shots at the HMS Defender as it went sailing around in the Black Sea. And then the Brits act as if, oh, what's going on? What's going on? Nothing happened. Well, listen, why are you over there sailing about, poking bears? Stop it. Just stop it. Behave. Behave. You've decimated our military. You really want to be picking a fight with Russia? Have you seen their recruitment videos? Just behave. Get out of there. Go home, tail between your legs, and look. We've got enough stuff to handle at home right now without picking a fight with Russia, with a really angry Russia. That's all I'm saying. And people wonder why they say I work for the Kremlin. I don't know. So Mikhail Gerstein, Gerstein, former head of the Russian Geographical Society Commission for UFO Study. Wow, they take it seriously, huh? I'd like to see what they've got and the Chinese have got in their books. Maybe we will see what the Chinese have got. Maybe. Remember, there's a defector out there somewhere. There's a defector. I'm very skeptical about any information that might be coming our way relating to what he's got or what he hasn't got. Because I'd imagine that's got to be, like, I'm quite surprised we even know about it. I think the only reason we know about it is to, like, tell the Chinese and send them a message. But that's for another thing altogether. Isn't the world weird while we've got all this going on? Everything's going on as well. And people will say, well, this whole UFO thing's a distraction. Well, nobody's making you come here and watch this. And a distraction's only a distraction if you let it become so. And it's something I'm interested in. So if people say to you, oh, it's all a distraction, it's all relative, right? Anything can be a distraction if you let it. So to finish this off, it says the report may well raise more questions than it answers, that the effects of UFO sightings are as worthy of interest as the cause, Clark said. There might not be information about aliens, but it's still a fascinating subject for the impact it's had on people's lives. Yes, indeed. And I'm still looking at the chat room. Don't think we've had the breaking news yet. UFO report should be out today. France also released their UFO report today. Oh, so we've got a French one. Okie dokie. Let's have a little butchers at this then. Back. Instead of trying to distract us with this kabuki theatre. Like that kabuki theatre, I like it. If anyone says anything in opposition, we're bad people because it's the Pulse nightclub. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Everything you need to know about the Pentagon's big UFO report for now. So is this the French one? No, there's none about France. Let's have a look. I didn't know France were actually coming out with one. 7 hours ago. Man, I can see offhand. Are you people seriously waiting for the markets to close? Get a grip. Absolutely zero people are panicking about this. What we are is sick of being lied to. Lie to us again, then you may have something to worry about. Christie's getting really angry, isn't she? She really is. Did I just say she? Hey, I don't know. But be careful with your pronouns nowadays. Progressive Soapbox. What a terrible name for a channel, for a Twitter handle. I'm just saying. US government prepares the landmark report from NASDAQ. Yeah, we know all this. We know all this, ladies and gentlemen. You see, this is what's frustrating. Blue Days. So good to see you. So good to see you here. Awesome. Absolutely awesome. I hope you're having a very wonderful day out where you are. We're just chilling out. We're goofing off over here. We're waiting for some UFO report to drop. Dare we call it disclosure? No, of course we don't. In fact.
Dare we call it disclosure?
So no, I don't know. I don't think we're gonna get anything too revelatory like that article that we did read is talking about. But who cares what I've got to say? I'm gonna set a poll in the chat room. Do you think the evidence shown to us so far, for example, the Tic Tac, gimbal, radar signatures, alien out of this world tech, or not? And by not, or are they? Okay, so I'm going to set that poll right now. Do you think the evidence shown so far, i.e. the Tic Tac video, the gimbal, the radar returns that we've seen from Corbell I think it was last week, do we think that's aliens? Yes. Or do you think it's something else, i.e. our technology? No. So hang on, I'll add an option. Oh, I like that. No, I can't. No. Question is too long. Oh no. Do you think evidence shows alien technology? Answer yes. Or human technology? Answer no. There we go. It's up. It's up. It's up. What's UAP? A UAP is an unidentified aerial phenomena. Yes, that is the language, the jargon, the nomenclature, the newspeak for UFOs. If you're looking for information within the halls of the Pentagon and you're doing one of these freedom of information requests and you ask them about UFOs, they can truthfully tell you they've got nothing on UFOs because they had been calling them UAPs, unidentified aerial phenomenon. And I think the Chinese call it something like unidentified aerial conditions, UAC. I'll just check that here. China unidentified aerial conditions. There we go. Bring this up here. China military uses AI to track rapidly increasing UFOs. To the People's Liberation Army, they're unidentified air conditions. That's what they call them. And artificial intelligence is the best way to keep up with them. Chinese researchers confirm that sighting reports from across the country are on the rise, but aliens are unlikely to be responsible. If they're unidentified and you don't know, then how can you rule out aliens? At the same time, I do think the videos we've been showing are pretty dodgy, quite questionable. That's just my opinion. Do I think that the pilots and everyone involved is in on some scam? No, I don't. I really don't. But they might not know when they're looking at advanced technology, because not all pilots know about every single black project, advanced aerial kind of technology that's been trialed. They don't know about all that stuff, autonomous stuff. You know, they can't possibly know all of that. And if they experience and encounter it, it's unidentified to them, right? And I do find it really, really interesting. You can't get away from the fact that where a lot of these videos were taken by US naval ships and pilots operating out overseas, you find these companies, the kind of private military contractors, the really high-tech ones, they're all based in and around the coastline, just off where these things have been spotted. And you're talking about advanced electronic warfare, you're talking about advanced drone technology, swarm technology, all the kind of stuff that if pilots don't know about it and they experience it, all I'm saying is I find it suspicious. And I'm quite disappointed on the flip side of that, because you know me, I try and game it from every angle. So I think, well, if there are aliens coming from some other planet, whether it's interdimensionally, warp drive, doesn't matter. If they're coming here, I find it a bit weird that they're kind of waving their willies in front of a potential enemy in the future. Why would they show us what they've got if they are this big threat? It's like a no-brainer. So you've got an advanced civilization who we're trying to say are a threat to us, but the first thing they do when they get here is like show our military what they've got. That doesn't make sense. It really doesn't make sense. And it doesn't make sense for the Pentagon to say, well, it's China or Russia, because why would you tell China or Russia that you're now starting to examine the types of physics that they're using? And why would China and Russia? Okay, they could do it to like show off and put you in your place. It doesn't make sense. None of that makes sense. So it's just going to be interesting to see what happens when the report comes out. And is that it? No, that isn't it. No, I thought that was it, folks. I thought that was it. I thought 87 people over here today. You see, that's more than we usually get here, and a big warm welcome to everyone. I was very hesitant to go over to the bigger channel, because on a Freaky Friday, the numbers get up near 170 last week. And that's okay when I've got the guys with me. But if I was over there talking about this kind of trendy topic right now on the bigger channel, it could have got crazy. Really, really crazy. So that's why I took it here to KBS2, or KBS Live streaming as we call it now. And before we take another look at Twitter, remember to subscribe. If you like what you see or you dislike it, leave a thumb up or down. It's all good. Leave a comment, share it out on Twitter, on Facebook, wherever you are. Just get it out there. We'll get people over here. We're having a no, it's not a disclosure party. Damn. I lived through June the 25th, Disclosure Day, and all I've got to show for it is a live stream, and I'll get a t-shirt printed as well, because probably that'll be the highlight of today. I hope I haven't built up your hopes too much in the days and weeks preceding today's events. If I have, then I don't think you've been listening to me correctly. I'm only joking. Maybe there's some people out there that think this is going to be it. It's going to be the big, huge reveal. Aha. Maybe they're going to, like, I don't know. Let's go live now to Times Square, where we're going to have a visitor show up, and it'll be like the mothership will just come down. Could we believe it, though? If we're watching it through the screen, I don't know. If you're there in New York looking up and it looks so real, it looks like it truly is Diana, the Lizard King, on the bottom of the ship talking to you. It's okay. It's okay, ladies and gentlemen, citizens of the world. We're here. We're here to build back better. Whoa! Yes, indeedy. So I'm going to get a little drink of coffee, and then we're going to come right back, and we're going to take a look at the latest and see if it is out. What's out? You know, the UFO report, right? The one we've all been waiting for. Will they or won't they? Will they disclose or won't they disclose? That is the question. So far in our Snap poll, 71% of people who have taken part believe that the evidence that we've been shown, the tic-tac, the gimbal, the radar returns, are of alien origin. 29% think they are more human in origin. Very interesting. Thank you for taking part in that. Send us out far and wide. We're getting closer. It's always getting closer.
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?
What you Well, first of all, I want to say to Chasten, belated happy birthday, Chasten. If you could hear us inside, we were singing happy birthday to him. We got a bunch of cupcakes, but not enough for everybody. Mr. Secretary, thank you. You're the best, man. Look, our presence here this afternoon makes a simple, strong statement.
Wouldn't it be fantastic if he just like peeled himself from the top down to reveal that he's a
reptilian overlord?
Wouldn't it? Wouldn't it? Probably not. Decked out in their rainbow colours, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. Very loud, very proud. That's your kind of thing. But anyway, we're waiting patiently for the UFO report to land, to drop, to come from the cosmos. Who knows what it will contain, but I think I can safely predict it won't be everything that we want to see. It's not going to be the disclosure moment that we want, or maybe it will. Is Friday a good day to start disclosure? Richard Dolan, he was one half of the team. I think Bryce Zabel was the other half that wrote the book After Disclosure. And they talked about how it would all kick off on a Friday with a press conference at the White House. I'm just saying. Art mirror life, life mirror art. And they say it's a good day to dump news, right? So are they going to wait until the markets do close, or are they going to wait until people get fed up of waiting at the big major news desks and they go home for the night and then they're going to just dump it on our lap? Or are they just going to say nothing at all? Is it going to be the biggest nothing burger we've ever had? What do you think in the chat room, folks? Let me know. Let me know. And look, big Sleepy Joe there, man. Like I'm proving pensioners ain't past it. Yeah, making pensioners great again is Joe. Anywho, how about some woo, Kev? Have I got a story? Well, we could take a look at the incoming planet again, I suppose. We could look at that. But I'm gonna hang out in the chat for a moment, see what people think. 4:15 EST. Wow, that's a long time away. Is that like when you're saying it's gonna come out? That's like 9:15 our time. So if it comes out 9:15, well, that's a long time away. That really is. Nothing burger, says Regla. Jocelyn, nothing burger. Let's get that report, says Dan. Exactly. Look, he's hiding it under the desk. I honestly think if you said to Joe right now, what about the UFO report? He'd be like, UFO what? A UFO what?
Come on, man.
Exactly. It'd be like, what are you talking about?
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Very apt for the presentation that Joe's making at the moment. Joe's alien eyes is the disclosure, says John. Spooky Andy, it's going to be a nothing burger with a side of French fries. Oh, I like it. And Andy is coming to us live from an undisclosed location. Yeah. I don't know. So it makes it sound cool though, right? I'm technically not lying. He's not disclosed his location, you see. Let's hear about the planet. You want to hear about the planet, do you? You want to hear about the planet? Okay, hang on. Hang on, he says, hang on. I can only do one thing at a time. And I'm only doing one thing, so you're all right. We'll get there. Okay. Let's see. And I actually still think they're going to change this story into what accounts for. Remember, they were looking for Planet 9? Remember Mike Brown, the Pluto killer, the guy that took out Pluto? I'm still not happy about that. It's relegation, it's demotion to a mere kind of sphere, a miniature rogue. It's not even a planet anymore, right? Lost its status. Well, him and Konstantin Batygin got together at Caltech and they started looking for Planet 9. And they spent a year or so looking for that, couldn't find anything. They started talking about how it might be some kind of miniature black hole that's outside our solar system that's affecting the objects in the Oort cloud. But now we're hearing about another object that's flying in our way. And this is going to provide a whole heap of woo for 10 years. because it's going to take 10 years for this thing to go through our solar system. And this comes from just the other day, June 22nd. And folks, I will be keeping an eye on the UFO Twitter. Drop in 2 hours, dear Lord. Maybe it'll drop on Freaky Friday, who knows, but we'll keep going right now because this is really interesting, I think. An extremely eccentric mini planet approaches Earth for the first time in 600,000 years. Now, when we first looked at this story the other day, they said it was over 1 million or over 3 million years that this object takes to come around and enter the orbit of our solar system, swing round the sun, and go way back out again. But now they're looking at more data, and they've come down from 3 million years to 600,000. I'm speculating, but as they look at more data, this orbit, this time it takes, could decrease dramatically because we really don't know too much about it just yet. But it's significant, okay? It says here a miniature planet with a 600,000 year long orbit will soon make its closest path to Earth since the days of the caveman. Now, the space rock 2014 UN 271 has already careened into the inner solar system and will reach its closest point to Earth in 2031. So we're only in the year 2021 right now. That's 10 years for it to kind of build up and the woo and the hype to increase. Remember, Carol Rosen. We all know the very famous clip that I've got here somewhere. This one here.
And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
Exactly. But the threat before the last card was going to be asteroids, right? Miniature planet, big comet. I tell you, this could fit. I'm just saying it's a data point. You know me, I provide, you decide. What you do with the info, it's up to you folks, okay? The celestial body is too large to be a comet and too small to be classified as a planet. It's got a real identity crisis, ladies and gentlemen. I wonder what pronoun it goes by. According to the outlet, which characterizes 2014 UN 271 as extremely eccentric. It's a bit out there. So it's like, I'm only joking. The object is already closer to the sun than Neptune. And in a decade, the space rock will be about the same distance as Saturn, according to the report. The last time 2014 UN 271 was that close to Earth was 612,190 years ago, the article said. And since then, it spent most of its wild orbit in the Oort cloud, the outer portion of the solar system up to 3 light years away, which is influenced by the gravitational pull of both the sun and passing stars in the Milky Way. The space rock is estimated to be only be 62 to 230 miles wide, but its size is reportedly larger than any object recorded in the Oort cloud. So this is why I'm wondering if we're going to see them saying that this is the object that they've been looking for. Now, I know people are going to start talking about Planet X, Nibiru, Wormwood, all of that stuff, okay? I'm just telling you what it says here. We can add all the bells and whistles as time goes on. We've got 10 years. We've got 10 years to learn more about this. It says that puts it on a similar scale, if not larger than, Sarabat's huge comet C1729 or 29P1, and almost undoubtedly the largest Oort cloud object ever discovered, almost in dwarf planet territory. Now, said Sam Dean, a citizen astronomer, in a post on the Minor Planet mailing list MPML forum. So this is the thing that's coming in, folks. As 2014 UN 271. Can we get a better name than that? Can we call it Uni? We'll just call it uni, right? Not, it is a uni rock, but not that uni rock. It's just a uni. So as uni gets closer to the sun, it's expected to develop a coma and tail of a comet, as ice on its surface vaporizes from the star's heat, according to the report. In a best-case scenario for amateur astronomers, 2014 UN 271 will become as bright as Pluto as it approaches Earth, before hurling back into the icy darkness of the solar system's outer edges, the article said. Its round-trip distance is reportedly 60,000 AU, with 1 AU being equal to the distance between the Earth and the Sun, and 93 million miles. So 93 million times 60,000. I struggle to actually wrap my head around the fact that the sun still plays any part in this object's orbit when it goes that far away. You'd think it would just keep going, right? It would escape. Anywho, the eccentric body was only discovered between 2014 and 2018 as part of the Dark Energy Survey, which identified more than 100 previously unknown minor planets. There's the orbit there. I've always seen an elliptical orbit like this when they talk about Nibiru or Planet X. Yes, the Anunnaki coming back and all that stuff. But what if I was to tell you I figured something out? We're going to be talking about prophecies on here tonight, okay? Now, I want you to think about this, because this is kind of crazy. Really kind of crazy. We are told that this object is going to fly through our solar system in the year 2031, 10 years from now. Correct? Okay, that's cool. So yesterday, I thought, I'm going to take a quick look and see if there's ever been any like Nostradamus or any famous kind of predictions or prophecies or stories relating to the year 2031 and impending doom. And what I came up with was absolutely crazy, but fantastic at the same time as well. Because what if I was to tell you that yes, somebody has predicted that the year 2031 would be the end of the world. And it's not one of the usual people we would go to. And in fact, people are going to think I'm absolutely crazy when I bring this up. If I go back to 2019, there was a politician out there that made the headlines because she was running around telling people that the world was going to end in 12 years. Do you remember that? Remember people were laughing because my politician, my girl, Alessandro Ortiz-Cortez, AOC, remember her when she was talking about the world would end in 12 years? Well, it turns out now, if you do the math, I'm not saying she was right, but in 2019, she did say in 12 years the world would end. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And in fact, because I'm saying that, I think it actually deserves a Captain Obvious mic drop. Make of that what you will, ladies and gentlemen. Make of that what you will. I know, it's a stretch. I'm going to get a quick cup of coffee. I'm going to shove on some tunes. I'm going to go and grab coffee, and then we're going to go back and we're going to see what the latest is on the UFO report coming out. If you're new to the channel here, a big, huge, warm welcome. Wow. We've smashed through the glass ceiling of 100, ladies and gentlemen. It's a major day of significance here on the Kev Baker Show live stream channel. Whatever happens with that pesky UFO report. But I'll be back. Yes, exactly. AOC called it, ladies and gents. She called it. See, I was way ahead of the curve. I knew she was on it. There we go. There we go. Yes, indeed. So we're still waiting. We're still waiting, ladies and gents. We'll head on back over to Twitter now. Look at my hair. It's that crazy way where it's too long to be short and too short to be long. Like bits sticking up on the side and things. It's crazy looking, right? You're just gonna have to put up with it, okay? It's a face for radio. That's why I've got a radio show. Just deal with it out there. If the aliens look anything like me, we're in trouble. I'm expecting those tall, blonde Nordics to come along. Yes, indeed. Let's see, is it still going on here?
So much talent. So much talent can be unleashed by embracing the LGBT plus community, Q plus community.
Anywho, we've got this here, but we're going back to Twitter. Let's see. I had set this reminder several months back, just blinked on my screen and made me smile. Good for you. Come on already, Pentagon. UFO Twitter is already with the X-File gifts. Indeed, Russian mass media is ignorantly informed on US UAPs as the West. Okay. Let's see. Nice picture. I like that. Oh, I like that. That's a cool one. We'll be stealing that for a future thumbnail, ladies and gents. Yes, indeed. As the reaction to the coup is showing that the unity through crisis model of the global ruling class has backfired. As talk of UFOs intensifies, are they now hoping that mankind can be unified by an extraterrestrial threat? Is that what they're doing, ladies and gents?
And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
Yep. When enforced narratives fail, abrupt U-turns are inevitable. The Global Ministry of Truth is now openly promoting the woohoo, yes, indeed. One such fall guy is the British. Yeah, we'll scroll past that. You might be talking about UFOs and aliens. Stop it. Stop it. We'll just stop that. Pesky Russian propaganda. And we probably dodged a demonetization bullet there, ladies and gents. Yes, indeed. Indeed. Kev, now you know how us women feel when we have to get shaved. I don't know whether that's too much information or probably information for a different type of stream, Geraldine. Hey, listen. Is what it is. Don't quite know what to make of that. But hey, all good in the hood. Buzzachino, twists for you. 2031 asteroid fear thwarted by tech, creating release of UFO info leading to 2042 alien war. Buzz is going all in. He's going all in. Quinn, I agree. Where is Earth's reset button? Could it be Ayers Rock or Uluru? Uluru is a good candidate. Look at that. Oh, indeedy. She could push my buttons any day. Anywho, there we go. There's Uluru. Is that the reset button? Is it? A cool way to think about resetting this whole paradigm, right? This whole matrix. But we're still waiting. We're still waiting, ladies and gentlemen. We're still waiting for UFO news to come through. So what we'll do is we'll go to some of our tried and trusted. There we go. Unexplained mysteries. An astronomer weighs in. We'll have a look at what this says. So, with the government UFO report expected any day now, any minute now, surely, just how likely is it to be a game changer? Earlier this month, we heard rumours from high-ranking officials that the US government's upcoming UFO report had seemingly confirmed the presence of unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP. Quinn says there's two, one in Moscow and one in DC. And hey, listen, we've got our Trident submarines over here as well. They're a good reset button. You've got the Chinese, you've got Israel. Oh, there's a few reset buttons out there, isn't there? Dang. I ain't the kind of reset we're wanting. It really ain't. But I still think there's part of me thinks that we're already in some kind of crazy world war that we know nothing about. Or is it World War versus War of the Worlds? Is that what we're getting set up for? I don't know. I really don't know. I find it all fascinating that we're living through this period in time. Again, I'm not getting overly excited about politicians and career spooks giving us the information that they've been helping to hide over the years. It is what it is. There's always an agenda. Always an agenda without getting too conspiratorial, but there's always an agenda. And I don't think it's been decided at the highest echelons of power that they just want to be nice and share everything with the general public because it's right. I don't think that's happened. So if that hasn't happened, why now and for what reason? That's all I'm saying. So it says one of these is Nick Suntzef. What a name. From Texas A&M University, a decades-long veteran in space research, who recently talked about the subject at length for a recent article. Quote, I have no idea what the report will say, but I doubt they will have any evidence where a UAP, an unidentified aerial phenomenon, previously called a UFO, is clearly resolved, he said. For starters, have you ever noticed that UAP images and videos are usually out of focus? Suntzef argues that the US Navy pilots we've seen in recent years could have alternative conventional explanations and are not necessarily conclusive evidence of UFOs. In one video, a pilot said that the UFO resembled a large tic-tac mint and that it was defying the laws of physics over the ocean and moving fast, he said. The problem here is that we don't know how far away it was. If it was high above the ocean, then the apparent motion is likely due to the airplane and not the object. I can't rule out that we have visitors from other planets, but we need clear evidence. We need a clear photo, for instance. So far, we just don't have such evidence. On the topic of whether or not the US government has access to UFO crash debris, he added, if they do, this is the best kept secret ever. Well, is it the best kept secret? Because there's a lot of people talk about it. Our government is not great at keeping secrets, but they are. This is a logical fallacy. It might appear that governments are crap at keeping secrets, but the secrets they want to keep, we don't know about because they've kept them secret. And if there's a secret we do get to know about, then it's on purpose. All leaks that come out leaked. Yeah. Everything, I'm telling you folks, they're not inept. And that's what compartmentalization is all about. Maybe a handful of people know what's really going on. But even then, they probably don't know everything because there'll be stuff that's kept from them. That's how you keep things secret. It says this would be a doozy. Well, it would be a doozy, but it is a doozy. Because here we are still waiting for a report coming out on the 25th of June 2021. So they've done a good job of keeping things secret when you think about it. I don't think intelligent civilizations could travel the thousands of light years to Earth and then crash their spacecraft. If they can travel that distance, I seriously doubt this would be, or they would be this careless. Now, that gets us into the realms of, well, how do they travel here? The whole propulsion thing. With physics the way we know it, okay, the speed of light and all that jazz, it does start to become very impractical to think about long-distance space travel. It just does. You know, when you're talking about having to go light years away, years and years and years, or light years and years away, it's not feasible for humans to be doing that. Does that open up the realms of other physics that we don't know about? Well, by definition, if this is a more advanced civilization out there somewhere that we're talking about, they're more advanced for a reason. Maybe they know more about the types of exotic physics that we really are just tapping into, at least in the public world. Okay? So I don't think that they travel the distances we think. Because I think there's, call it wormholes, call it warp drives. I don't know, because it's out with the physics and the science that we traditionally talk about. Do I think they work on that type of science in the world of secret labs and black projects? Absolutely. Absolutely. And that's why I keep an open mind on Bob Lazar, because people have got to have worked in these programs, right? But if he's out there talking about things as Bob has been over the years, how legitimate is it? Because when you're giving away those kind of secrets, that's the kind of thing that gets you in big trouble, like car accident trouble. You get me? You hear me? So I don't know. I don't know. All good woo. All good woo. So we'll go back. We'll check again. But it's looking like it's going to be a couple of hours, folks. It's not looking like it's going to be in the near future. Hoping the UFO report survives and defines our reality in a clearer light. Oh, I wish. I don't think it'll do that. So we've got, oh, what's this? I caught this on my phone. Take a video, man. Take a video. Bit weird looking. That's pretty weird looking, right? Almost like the thing Ron seen the other night in his. That's pretty cool. But where's the video, man? Take the video. You look like you got a decent enough phone there to be taking pictures of it. If you're in any part of the government that receives the original UFO report, think about this. You will do humanity much more good leaking info onto this report than you would in a lifetime of government service. And also, you would be the most famous human on Earth. There you go. There you go, from Hopeless. Jimmy Church. The UAPTF report will release to Congress in about an hour. That was 3 hours ago. Not the first time Jimmy's been wrong, but that's okay. Top secret insider information just released to Fade to Black. What an absolute douche-tard. I'm sorry, I shouldn't. What? Yeah, dude, like 3 hours ago, like your top secret insider information is like already out by 2 hours. You see, this is why people in the alternative media make me cringe, and I'm on the wrong page. Hang on. Wrong page. Why did I go over there? There's where I meant to go. Is that it? That's it there. No, here we are here. Dang, dude. Wrong one. There we are. Jimmy Church, 3 hours ago. This is what makes me cringe, ladies and gentlemen. These people with their top secret super insiders that know everything. They know nothing. This has just been proven the point. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Thanks for that, Jimmy. Really, thanks. Great. Vader night. Anywho. I'm not going to let Jimmy Church trigger me. There's nothing there yet. There's nothing there. Let's go to UFO Twitter. We'll see if there's any videos of UFOs. I'm telling you. Let's see. Marty, enjoy your walk, my good friend. Take that dog out there for a little walk. Let's see. Indiana UFO sighting. Let's have a look over the years. Let's see. Let's get into them. I'll stop it.
A look at Indiana UFO sightings.
Rubbish. One better than that. Mick West. No, we're not playing Mick West. He's just a lunatic. That's the story we were talking about. Or is it the Death Star? Is it the Death Star? Come on, man. Exactly. That's how I'm feeling right about now. Disappointing. What is that? Antarctica mystery is Right, I'm going to guarantee you this is from Scott C. Waring, okay? Scott C. Waring is going to be responsible for this ridiculous story. Guarantee it. We'll take a look at it in a minute. I'm just trying to make sure it was him. It's always him. No, it's not. For once, it's not. Okay, we'll take a look at it. We'll take a look at it since it's not him.
Found 2 identically sized oval or circular shaped objects just sitting on the snow. These objects are located close to the Churchill.
He's got a right English accent, like these objects are sitting there in snow.
Mountains, and I don't think they've been there that long due to the absence of snow covering the objects. The objects have a smooth, metallic look to them, with well-formed, almost machined edges. Let's take a look at the size of one of the objects. So the size is coming in at approximately 97 feet.
Pretty weird, right? I mean, they are pretty very alike. I don't know. Pretty interesting.
So it's roughly twice as long as an F-16 fighter jet. I think what drew me to these objects initially was... well, I was having my cup of tea and I just seen these things sticking out snow-like. how out of place they look compared to the surrounding environment they're located in.
Pretty cool. We'll have an hour look at...
We're going to take a trip back down to Antarctica.
Hey, it's the same dude.
We're going
like
to a small island called Two Hummock Island.
Really good news,
in
folks. Great news. 31 million people are now covered.
Okay, cheers for that, Uncle Joe. Damn, dude, it nearly jumped out my skin. There we go. Where do you go back here? There we go.
That I can see some kind of metallic object just resting in the water just off the coast. I don't think there's any disputing that this object looks metallic.
Definite ZX. Definitely a Yorkshire twang in there somewhere, right? I'm thinking definitely close to Sheffield. Jocelyn is upgraded to a tier 3. Jocelyn, thank you very, very much. Thank you. Really appreciate that. I'm not sure if that'll play on the screen or not, but thank you. Mike Marshall says that's just peaks covered in snow. Could easily be, absolutely. Not denying that, Marcel. Not at all. Marcel.
Metallic, and I believe it to be triangular, and I'll show you why later in the video. So looking at the object, what do we see? So it looks metallic, it looks very smooth, there's some kind of dome feature protruding from the top of it, and it seems to be...
Or it's just an iceberg. This is where pareidolia comes in, folks. This is where you start to see things. Now, I do believe there's a lot of stuff down in Antarctica. A lot of stuff. For a start, I think it was a more equatorial landmass before great earth changes came in and pushed it down to the bottom of the planet and it froze over. And below there, call it Atlantis, call it lost civilizations. You look at all the bases that were built there in World War II. I am a firm believer there's a lot going on down in Antarctica that they don't tell us about. Now, I have to weigh that up against the evidence that we ourselves can find as armchair pseudo-forensic investigators of geointelligence via Google satellites. How much can we truly learn? How much of the lie can we expose from that kind of that data set? I don't know. Could they be trolling us and leave things in plain sight and they just can't be bothered clearing things out and deleting them? Maybe. Absolutely. I've spoke to not one but 2 people who have been to the south. No, 3 people. 3 people who have actually been to Antarctica. Dr. Richard Allen Miller, the doc. He talks about all the stuff he's seen down there. The submarine bases. The big hole. But they had no idea where it went to, and he speculated that when Buzz Aldrin and all those people were going back down there, around, I think it was 2012 time, that it was because they had retrieved something from that huge hole that he talked about. So I've spoke to him, I've spoke to Brian Keating, the astrophysicist who done the BICEP telescope down there. and he almost won the Nobel Prize. He's got the book Losing the Nobel Prize because he let confirmation bias get in the way, and he thought the results meant one thing because it would have supported his hypothesis, but really it was dust. They were looking at dust. That's what happened there. So he's been down there. He's got interesting stories to tell. And Brad Olson, researcher, dude that goes on Ancient Aliens, writes the books. Brad is a great guy. Need to get him back on the show. He's been to Antarctica. He sailed down there, nearly killed him getting there, but it was worth it, he says. Went to a couple of the outposts, one of them Russian, I believe, the first place he went. Spoke to a few people there, but nobody really saying much. And I wouldn't expect them to. But I do think there's stuff going on. I'm just a bit skeptical when it comes to this. That's all. Cine Monk says Hollow Earth portal. Absolutely. Admiral Byrd. Yeah, we've got all that stuff. Great call. Operation Highjump. Let's take a quick look at that. That is a fascinating story, right? Operation Highjump, officially titled the United States Navy Antarctic Development Program 1946 to 1947, was a United States Navy operation to establish the Antarctic research base Little America the Fourth. The operation was organized by Rear Admiral Richard E. Byrd, Jr., U.S. Navy, retired, officer in charge, Task Force 68, and led by Rear Admiral Ethan Eric Larson. No relation to Henrik Larsson, who played for Celtic, and probably the greatest footballer that's ever walked the face of this earth. I'm just saying. Okay, probably exaggerating a little bit. But it goes on to say here, Highjump's objectives, according to the US Navy report of the operation, were training personnel and testing equipment in frigid conditions. Yeah, sure. Consolidating and extending the United States sovereignty over the largest practicable area of Antarctic continent. Listen, if they were wanting to test equipment and go training in Arctic conditions, why wouldn't you just go to Alaska? Why wouldn't you just go to Alaska? Why would you spend all that money traveling all those thousands of miles down to the South Pole? They were chasing the bad guys from World War II, folks. I truly believe that. And possibly discovered an entrance to some underground inner Earth. It is what it is. Determining the feasibility of establishing, maintaining, and utilizing. Oh, we've got this. I think that's Jocelyn. Did that just upgrade you twice? Wow. Determining the feasibility and establishing, maintaining, and utilizing bases in the Antarctic and investigating possible base sites. Developing techniques for establishing, maintaining, and utilizing air bases on ice. Again, why not just do it up in Alaska? Amplifying existing shores of knowledge of electromagnetic, geological, geographical, hydrographic, and meteorological propagation conditions in the area, and the supplementary objectives of the Nanook expedition, a smaller equivalent conducted off eastern Greenland. There you go. Thank you, Geraldine. Much appreciated. Very much appreciated. If you do want to throw a couple of shekels or bones to the busker, the PayPal is in the description. Membership, super chats. Awesome. All awesome. Thank you very much. And we're waiting, of course, folks. We're waiting for this report to drop. I'll be here. I'm going to stay here for as long as we can. I've got a nice fresh coffee that I'd forgotten about. You know it's a good stream when you forget your own coffee. And we're up over 100 people again. It's absolutely fascinating. But listen, the good bit about, or the fascinating bit about Highjump doesn't really get talked about here, right? Because Admiral Byrd talked about how we needed to be prepared for craft that could fly pole to pole in a matter of minutes or something along those lines. I'm really butchering what he was talking about, but it sounded like kind of flying saucer type stuff. Now we speculate that the bad guys in World War II were trying to perfect that kind of technology. People talk about the Nazi Bell. Best person to really look into for that stuff is Joseph P. Farrell, or Joseph P. Farrell, depending on how you want to pronounce his last name, Dr. Farrell, to give him his correct title. He does a lot of work on the Nazis, the Reich, and where all the money went, where the technology went, all that good woo. And I highly recommend you check out his books on that if you want to get deeper into that subject, because it's fascinating, and I do think there's something there. I think there's something to it. And that's why it brings us back full circle to this report that we're about to get. I mean, are these craft coming from off-world, outside of Earth, or are there any potential, is there any potential for some breakaway civilization inside Earth, where they could also be coming from? We've seen the one that dipped down into the ocean, and us being mostly covered by water on the planet. If you do have aliens coming and going here, I don't know how an alien thinks, but it would probably be a good place if you could do it, to hide a base or a Stargate or somewhere you can come and go at the bottom of one of the oceans, because we know more about what's on the moon than we do about what's at the bottom of our own oceans. So it all connects, or does it? Is it almost like we connect dots that sometimes don't exist? Or maybe the dots exist, but the connections that we draw between them are a little bit more speculative, shall we say. So the Giza Death Star, says John in the chat room. Absolutely. Now at tier 3, hit 2 the last time. Jocelyn, as long as you haven't made any mistakes and it's not just taking money off you, that's fantastic. I was actually a bit fearful there that it might have like double billed you or something like that. And if you are a member around here, remember, if you are a member, Sunday is our members streams. So let's head on back over here. Let's see if UFO, Twitter, the latest, AOL is now part of, right, what's that got to do? X-Files creator. AOL, do you remember when we used to like the AOL dial-up modems and that, and you'd be getting like all your computer magazines? Hang on, get some. Yeah, like your computer magazines and things would have the AOL disk that you would have to install if you wanted to use their dial-up internet. Do you remember that? It wasn't even all that long ago, you cheeky buggers. It was like, what, 2000, 2001, just after then? No, Carter, the report is not out yet. I think we're about an hour away. According to Jimmy Church's really top-notch inside person. I'm being sarcastic. He's got no inside people. Why would anyone from the government leak stuff to Jimmy Church? You've got to think about this. You got to be logical. You got to really keep the logic on when you go into the world of ufology, because a lot of these people, they talk out a hole in their ass, and they're full of this self-importance and look at me, I'm the guy that's going to bring you disclosure. I've got super secret squirrels at the Pentagon. 3 hours, he was told by his super secret squirrel. The report's coming in an hour, Jimmy. Jimmy, this is your secret squirrel. The report's going to be out in 1 hour. Oh, thanks, dude. 3 hours later, we're still waiting. Don't believe these people. They both smoke up your tuchus. Try to get a roach in my joint, ladies and gentlemen. It's not going in. Can't get in the hole, ladies and gents. Anywho. Anywho, I digress. X-File creator Chris Carter says he's more Scully than Mulder about the forthcoming government report. Hang on, is he
Are you serious?
well, he's that as well.
How dare you?
Probably that.
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Is he having a bit of a, excuse me, I'm having a Scully day? Is that what he's trying to say here? I know I'm only having a laugh, folks. Listen, people are either going to love me or hate me. I would imagine probably closer on the side of hate today, but don't blame me if the UFO report isn't out yet. Don't blame me. They're waiting. They're waiting right up until the end of the financial day because it's going to change the world. That's what it is, folks. We're going to be on, I don't know, Beetlejuice coins by the end of the day. The truth about UFOs may be out there, but the man who created the X-Files isn't hopeful that a buzzy new report will get us any closer to finding it. Hey, Chris Carter's one of us. He wants to believe, but he also knows that this is going to be punk. In an opinion piece he penned for the New York Times on Friday, the X-Files executive producer Chris Carter, I'd love to hang out with him, big time, notes that the United States government recent study on UAP. Oh, now, hang on now. I've got an incoming message from somebody. We need to go into it. It's my secret insider, ladies and gentlemen. It's my secret insider. It's not really. I don't have any of those. Because I'm honest. Come on, man. Go on, Messenger, open up. Scotty Lopez has got some serious storms moving into his location, ladies and gents. Maybe I'll show you what Scotty just sent me. Where are we? Here we are. This is Scotty's. Look at that. Whoa. That's some serious windage going on there, right? Serious wind. Need to check something here. Where were we? What were we about to get into? Chris Carter, that's it. I remembered. So then, quote, the portions that remain classified will only fuel more conspiracy theories, Carter writes. This is X-Files territory, if ever there was any, but it's also cause for some important questions. Carter explains that while making Fox's sci-fi drama in the 1990s, early 2000s, he became a magnet for people's stories of UFO sightings and alien encounters. And that made sense given that the plot of the X-Files was built on a conspiracy theory. The government is lying to you about the existence of UFOs and extraterrestrials. Well, let me end that poll and let me start an R1. It's not going to let me do an R1, not just yet anyway. But let me ask that question then. Do you think there is? Do you think there is an overarching conspiracy? In fact, I can do the poll now. Do you think the governments of the world are actively working to keep aliens, UFOs secret? Now, I would imagine there'd be a lot of people are answering yes to this, but I want to take a gauge, see anyway. I'd imagine if you're watching this video, you're probably here because you think the government are lying to us, right? Right? So the government is lying to us about the existence of UFOs and ET, he writes. Do I believe the government lied to us? Absolutely. I'm a child of Watergate. Do I believe in conspiracies? Certainly. And this is another thing that's just a no-brainer. Do I believe in conspiracies? A conspiracy is two or more people getting together, hatching a plan or taking a course of action that will benefit them over others and being secret about it. It happens every day. Conspiracies are very, very real. Now, does that mean all of the conspiracies online that we see from a day-to-day basis are real? No. We shouldn't believe everything we read online. However, as time goes on, it appears more and more people believe everything that they read online, and that's dangerous. So it says, however, he continues, will the new report, or any government report, Give us clear answers. I'm skeptical now as I've ever been. And the X-Files followed FBI, we know about that, blah, 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 blah. So I don't know, ladies and gentlemen. We're still waiting here. Let's see if I can get the time. Back, hang on. Oh. It was getting a bit bright on the eyes there, folks. I had to change the light. Like I say, face for radio, I get it. Let's come back here, see if we've got anything new kicking about. Okay, so that's UFO. We want UFO report or UAP report. Is that what we're under? Is that what we're going with? "18 minutes ago, the White House has been briefed on the UAP report." Do you know what time they were briefed, and was the White House briefed or President Biden briefed? I'm trying to get clarification so far, just the White House. This is Kelly Meyer, who Washington correspondent, Nexstar Media Group. So, absolutely stunning news. Come on now, if it's been passed, let's just get it out. Get it out. I say 3 to 5 PST. Best time for a press dump, late Friday afternoon. That's when the disappointment begins, is my guess. If that's the case, that's going to be round about Freaky Friday time. That's going to be ridiculous. This is the link where the UFO report comes up. National Intelligence University joins the office. So this is their press releases. All right, cool. Cool. Right, so the latest one was on the 22nd of June. That's a cool link to have. So the UAP report briefing is apparently scheduled for 4:15 Eastern Time. That's less than an hour away, folks. Less than an hour. I mean, we've seen all those ones already. So how many people out there are watching the new season of Skinwalker Ranch? Many of you are watching that. I think we're up to episode 7 now. Absolutely fascinating, isn't it? Isn't it? Well, I think it is anyway. What do you think out there? I think it's a good one. I'm going to get a drink of coffee. I'll let you talk about Skinwalker in the chat room for 2 or 3 minutes. Just going to catch my dry throat, get the coffee taken care of, message Anne, she'll be on her way home from work, and then we'll be back, and we'll be closer. We'll be closer again, folks, to the big reveal. Yes, the big reveal of the UFO report. Do you enjoy it, Bruce? I love me. Love me some Skinwalker. Now, Carter was asking, do you think this will be the day of disclosure? Unfortunately, I don't, dude. I really don't. I wish it was, but I really don't. It's kind of weird because when you think about it, the way I look at it, and I've covered this with Ben Emlyn Jones since it got going back in 2017, when we seen Elizondo coming out, we seen Tucker Carlson, and folks, Tucker Carlson's a character as well. He's not our dude. Go and look into his background. Go and watch We've Read the Documents, John Brisson. Tucker Carlson's a character. Just saying. But when the world kind of changed in 2017, I say the world changed. The world media changed its approach to talking about this subject. And I find it a bit weird that they've been running this psychological program. They've been programming the public for 4 years, drip, drip, with the To the Stars Academy, Hal Putov, Chris Mellon, Elizondo, all that mob, okay? The videos that have been coming out. I just find it weird that they've done all that groundwork. And now when we come to what could be viewed as like the pinnacle of that, the culmination, what they've been building up to, the report, it's a damp squib. There's nothing really much in it. I think there's factions at work within the Pentagon, just like there's factions at work within any massive organization or company. You know, power, people become, they become drunk on it. And I strongly believe, this is going to sound crazy as well, right? But I think there's like Jesuit sects or clubs or groups. And I think there's, you know, I think it's that crazy. So I think at some point, one of the groups wanted to get the information out there. For whatever reason, I don't know. Okay, and that's why we've seen this To the Stars Academy acting as almost like a non-governmental but government clearinghouse for UFO info. Talking about all the metamaterials, all the stuff they were working on. It's as if they were the chosen ones to filter the truth through. And then it keeps going and keeps going, and it builds up and it builds up, and then boom, we get hit with this report, and now we're told there's going to be nothing much in it. See how we are feeling. The report is just a step towards Senate hearings. Yeah, you're possibly right. You know better how the American system works than I do. Obviously, not me being Scottish, not really much of a clue how that works. But really, really, really puzzles me that you do this psychological operation for 3-4 years, slowly bringing, not us, it wasn't aimed at us, folks. That's another thing maybe I need to make clear. I think the whole mainstream media thing, it was designed to target people that aren't into this information. It was designed to make them think about this kind of stuff in a different way, because for so long, for generations, the mainstream media had programmed the general public to laugh at this. So they had to change the behavior, change the mindset of the general public. But why, if they're just going to do a nothing burger of a report? So I've tried to game it out, and the only thing that makes sense to me is that at one time, 2017, we had some group had somehow got information, got their hands on it, and we're going to put it out. But then between then and now, another group's come along and put the lid back on it. And we'll get a highly redacted report today and declassified stuff that probably just builds upon some of the videos we've seen. Maybe some of the telemetry that they've gathered, stuff like that. But I could be totally wrong. And that's what makes this so fun. I know it's frustrating. I know we all want disclosure. But in the end of the day, we're all here. We're merely here for the blink of an eye. We're on a journey. And this is definitely an episode that I'm glad I'm sharing with all of you people out there. We're going to live through this together, ladies and gentlemen. We're in it together, right? Right?
Are you serious?
I am.
How dare you?
Trevor is asking, how long do we have to wait? There's some people saying in half an hour. Half an hour, 4:15 p.m. EST. That's 9:15 in the UK. We're at 8:45 right now. And I tell you, even though I'm a bit thick, a bit stupid, even I know that is half an hour away. Hold on tight, ladies and gentlemen. It's getting close. Woo!
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?
A big shout out to Nat McCon who's come in. Yep. We were just reading that some people had been briefed there. We were looking at the Twitter. Don't worry, folks, if it comes out, we're going to do this together live. Hold on. A big shout out to Brandon out there. Brandon, I hope you're enjoying the fun. I hope you're looking forward to the UFO report coming out, little man. Yes, indeed. I hope you're getting excited about the space age that's ahead. Big shout out to DJ Dinger and his boy Brandon. And for that, we'll have a mic drop. There we go. Just for you, Brandon. I like it, Paul. Paul says, I'm hoping the bone that they're going to throw has a good bit of meat on it. I like it. We can always hope that they will come armed with the...
And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
Sorry about that, folks. Sorry about that. Anna just come in from work. Give me 2 minutes and we'll get back into it. Live. The UFO report. We're only what? 25 minutes away? Dang, dude, we're getting close. Big shout out to Marty as well. Big thank you, Marty. Marty and Geraldine. If anyone wants to support the stream on PayPal, link is in the description, but you don't have to. We've got memberships as well. And a big shout out to, I think it was Jocelyn who hit the super chat earlier. Thank you very much. And a load of new subscribers over here. That is awesome, folks. Awesome. We're going to do it together. Mellow Yellow says the beginning starts today. Full of optimism. I like it, brother. I like it. There we go, yes. Declassified, as it says in the background behind me, if I remove my very gargantuan ugly mush. There we go, declassified. That's what we're waiting for here today, very patiently. Yes, indeed. In fact, the longer we wait, the more I think there's going to be a whole heap of
genetically modified.
Jiggering and jiggering of the information, ladies and gentlemen. I'm starting to think to myself, there's something weird going on here. Well, not really. I was expecting it to be late in the day. Friday, a news dump day. And they're going to dump it right before they go out the press briefing room at the White House, lock the door for the weekend, and let all of us speculate over what's going on. And I heard something interesting the other day as well, and it was from Walter Bosley. I think it was Walter. Love Walter Bosley. Don't agree with him on everything, but I absolutely love to listen to him. Got a great mind. He used to work in the world of the intel agencies, counter-espionage stuff. Had him on the show. But I think it was him that pointed out, isn't it interesting that all of this is about to happen? This report is about to drop on the same weekend as they're having contact in the desert, albeit electronically. So you've got one of the year's biggest gatherings of the ufology community. You're going to have most of the biggest and most renowned names in ufology all gathering together right at the time when this report is due to come out. I'm not saying the two are connected, but it is interesting that the two are coinciding. You know what we do with coincidences around here, right? We're not big on coincidence, but it is what it is. So, no surprise it's a Friday, and no surprise it's going to be late on in the day on a Friday either. And the later that it goes on in the day, it might have people out there thinking, okay, they're doing this because there's something huge in it. And maybe there will be something good in it. I don't know. We can only deal with what we're given, and we haven't been given anything just yet. But that, until we are given it, it's great to speculate. And I know some people will be thinking this is day one of disclosure, and there'll be people like me thinking it's going to be a bit of a nothing burger, and there's going to be everything in between that. But once this thing comes out, it comes out, and we're going to go through it. If it's not like gargantuan, we'll at least go through the highlights as we see them. The kind of foreword, it'll sum it all up. We'll go to the summary and things. We'll take a look. We'll scroll through it. Then we've got Freaky Friday to do later on with Nacy over on the main Kev Baker Show channel. Well, I say main, it's got more subscribers. If you're looking for live content, this is the main game in town here. And we've almost got double the people watching today than we usually have. And a big shout out to everyone for joining in. I am not an expert in all things ufology. I am a very, very keen armchair observer. I am a pseudo-physicist. Yep, I think I can safely call myself a pseudo-physicist. I think I qualify for that. I've got no letters after my name. Some say I've got D-I-C-K after my name. That's cool. I can roll like that. Doctor of Dicks. There you go. You can call me that. Clip that. I don't know. We've been on a while now. I don't usually do these long streams anymore. So anything could happen at this point. How long we've been on? 2 hours? No, surely not. Have we? Have we been on 2 hours? It doesn't feel like that. Let's head on back over to Twitter. I think we have been on 2 hours, you know. Dang, dudes. It's been pretty awesome, I must admit. You've helped me pass the time, ladies and gents. You really have. So let's have a look for UAP report again. Let's see. Let's see. Mellow Yellow, I hope you're laughing at me. Or with me, not at me. I almost slipped up there. You meant to laugh with me, not at me, right? So Aiden here is going to be a kind of great equalizer of races and people on this planet. Oh, that deserved to have some like dramatic music going with it, didn't it? I think it's going to be more. I think it's going to be more so than any politics or any discussion or any march we can do. We'll have to look outside for ourselves. Our tribal warfare. Tom DeLong. Tom DeLong for me is somebody that's like one of us, really interested in ufology, and people like Christopher Mellon, Hal Puthoff, other military-industrial complex, deep swamp monster characters. They used that guy and his fame, the people that know him. They used his renown to be the face to get the message out there, and I think Corbell's the same. I really do. But again, I don't think Corbell is a bad dude. I really don't. I think his heart's in the right place. I think he's a bit naive. But ain't we all? Ain't we all? If I had people coming to me with all this kind of stuff, videos of inside pilots, inside the cockpit and stuff like that, I'd be kind of caught in the headlights too, and I'd probably be ending up putting that out there without truly vetting things properly. So again, I'm trying not to go after the characters anymore, unless it's people that talk about blue chickens, which is just beyond ridiculous. Now, Derek Chauvin has been sentenced to 22.5 years for the whole George Floyd thing. So there you go. Ouch. Ouch. But we're not here to talk about that. Let's see what it says. Now, Christie has been very, very active today. Christie is starting to lose her crap, waiting for what's going on here. President, all these people. I don't give a furry about anything but the UFO report. See, people are losing their shit, folks. I'm sick of waiting. We shouldn't be talking about anything but the UAP report. Every single little thing but this report should be secondary news. Everything. Christopher here says, this is insane. I'm glued to my texts, private chats, Twitter and other media. Hey, hang on now. Let me get the link for the stream. It sounds like Christopher needs somewhere to go. And I've got just a place for you to go. Come and join us. Come and hang out on the Disclosure stream. Keep it real. Keep it real while we wait. There we go. Not like a shameless bit of self-promotion, ladies and gentlemen. That's how you do it. That's how we grow the channel around here. I need you people to start really getting us out there. Geraldine has upgraded to a tier 3 member. Wow. Wow. Thank you very much. In case you missed it. Let's see. Oh, okay, an amazing report. Christopher Mellon. We'll take a little listen to this, I think.
When President...
He sounds a little bit soy for my liking. Sorry, my friend. Sorry, we don't do soy on the Kev Baker show. No. No, we do many things, but soy isn't one of them. So here's the cat here, Ryan, who probably is, well, no idea how we would know. He's into cosplay, gaming. I like that. Liberal politics. Yeah. Bit of a nerd, really. GNC, he, they. No, he uses pronouns. My goodness, man. We're taking the word of somebody that uses pronouns in his bio. A big frowner upon the pronoun use, ladies and gents. Sorry. So, Scott Brown, check my Twitter for some great old UFO history photos. Scott Brown ITF. What do you go by on Twitter, dude? Scott Brown ITF. No, it's IFT. Wait, there's not. Scott Brown. What's the name of your channel, dude? Let me know your channel and we will go there, Scott. We will go there. But there's nothing under Scott Brown, funnily enough. Great player. So once Scott Brown gives us his channel, we'll go and take a little look at that. I have had quite a few experiences with the phenomenon. So the same name, Scott Brown with an E. Oh, there it is. There we are, man. There we are. I see you, dude. I see you. Okay. Interesting photos from UFO history. Ooh. I like it, dude. These are the photos of Betty Hill at the site of the reported abduction. It was taken by NICAP investigator John Paul Oswald, who became Betty's driver after Barney passing in 1969, later accompanying her on many UFO expeditions. Oh, dude, I'm liking it. I'm liking it, man. Dr. Hal Putoff. Boom. To the Stars Academy. Yep. Colonel Philip J. Corso. George Knapp, indeed. Dr. John Alexander. George Knapp. I like myself a bit of George Knapp, I must admit. So here we've got George Flyer, Stephen Greer. Look how young he is there, man. Wow. Well, what, he still had, like, what is that, man? You, like, don't tuck things into your denims. Not a good look. Not a good look, especially with no belt on. Not a good look. Robert Bigelow. Oh, boy, eh? That'll be Linda. She's been on the show here. Keith Thompson, not sure that name. John Mack. Yep. Lawrence Rockefeller. Well, indeedy. This is the meeting that Linda Moulton Howe talks about a lot, right? His name is Putoff, yes. Al Putoff. Anne Joni Jones, Robert Teals, and Dr. C.B. Scott Jones. Wow, dude. The meeting at the Rockefellers JY Ranch in Wyoming. Wow. Both have been a fly in the wall at that. Interesting. Well, they didn't address it there. Well, this one makes me laugh, though. Now it's up to 4 hours. Look, Jimmy Church, the UAPTF report will release to Congress in about 1 hour. Top secret insider information just released to fade to black. Because, I mean, every top secret government guy, like, runs to fade to black with their information. And Jimmy Church, my friend, that was 4 hours ago. Still waiting, Jimmy. I think you might want to sack that guy you've got going on there. Just saying. Have I ever been on the Jimmy Church show? Obviously not, and obviously never will be. I think they saw us. No biggie. No one ever believes them. I like it. The UFO trap. The Atlantic. Is that anything to do with the Atlantic Council? I hope not. UFO trap. Whenever UFOs make the news, standards of skepticism start to slip. UFOs can be fun. The official sign on the road near Area 51, which dubs it Extraterrestrial Highway. UFOs can be weird. See the ET phoning home with a MacGyvered communication device. Oh, I like that, MacGyvered. Oh, I like that. I'm going to MacGyver myself some Some cool new streaming setups, I think. I like it. Can't beat a bit of MacGyver. The new MacGyver is garbage. Absolutely crap. It's not even woke. It's just crap. So, but UFOs are also a national security story, a government contracting story, a conspiracy culture story, and a techno-scientific story. They are a human story. Are they technically a human story if it's reptilians that are piloting them? Or insectoids? How crazy is that going to be? It's going to be like bat crap crazy, man, if like a bunch of like fully grown, matured murder hornets get off the spaceship, right? I'm just saying. So this month, the Director of National Intelligence, in consultation with the Secretary of Defence, is supposed to submit a report on unidentified aerial phenomenon. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is why we are all gathered here today waiting patiently. And I have to thank you all for killing the time here waiting with me. I know for a fact there's probably way better content out there somewhere, probably everywhere, that you could be watching. So thank you for being here with me and my unique brand of crappy humour. It works for some people, right? It says the government report, when, if ever it'll come, the kind of tedious document most people usually ignore, has fanned UFO fervour. You can find it behind a glossy New Yorker cover between the tick-ticks of 60 Minutes, among the pages of the New York Times and Political, also everywhere else. If this spike in UFO interest plays out like previous ones, as journalists tackle what people usually perceive as an unserious topic, standards will sag. Already, some coverage has lacked the nuance that the current evidence warrants. UFOs, so fun, so weird, have left many journalists saying, wow, really? To power. And reporters have taken sources at their word without corroborating data, let documented contradictions slide by, and glossed over the motivations of both outside agitators and government insiders. I can't disagree with that. I thought I heard Anne waiting for me to say something in the background. I'm sorry, folks. Goes on to say that reports of UFOs always come with a dearth of information. Right now, we need to weigh what little we have carefully and stick to the standards of skepticism that we would apply to anything else. I agree with that. And it's not that I enjoy being skeptical. But and I can only talk about myself here. It's not egotistic. I can't talk for any of you out there. I'm somebody that's not only wanting to believe. I already do believe that there's aliens and spacecraft both out there and coming here. So I have to be doubly on my toes that I don't fall into the whole confirmation bias and everything that's coming out right now, because it supports that preconceived idea of mine. I don't just gloss over the fact that the people that are telling us are career spooks. These are people that have made careers in alphabet agencies. Point being, they're not the most trustworthy of sources. And I heard Jeremy Corbell saying, Luis Elizondo, he keeps proving himself correct time after time after time. So we can see there's a pattern of being correct there. So we can pretty much predict that when he says something, it's true. That's dangerous. Especially from a spook. Because they're going to tell you truth. They have to tell you some truth to get you to believe them. But it's what comes after that you have to be really, really skeptical of. And it's not that you debunk it without questioning it. It's just that you have to question what it is, where it's coming from, potential agendas. Key bono. Who benefits? Is it really for the benefit of all of us out here? Are they really getting together in a smoky room and saying, Kev Baker and all those people and the millions around the world that want the UFO truth, we really should do it. 2021's a good time to do it, right? That's more ridiculous to me than saying there's reptilians flying here from Alpha Centauri. Okay, you feel me? You see me? And if any alien does want to feel me, I insist it's the Nordics. I allow the tip, but only if it's lubed. Only if it's lubed. And I ain't no cattle. Don't go probing me that way. Yep. I've seen what happens. I watch Skinwalker. I know what goes on. So we'll come back to that really cool Twitter feed that we were on. Let's see then. The Sigma 2 Commission from the French Aeronautics. And this is the thing we were looking for earlier. Okay, hang on. Wow, is this from the French? Is that the one though that Corbell released? Because that looks like the triangular craft. Two seconds, folks. 2 seconds. I will be back in longer than 2 seconds. I blatantly lied to you all there. Let me just put some music on just now. And I'm just going to organise some food. The belly's getting hungry. Give me a moment. We will be right back. Tell you what, folks, it's getting close to that time now. John talks about the TR3B. I've kind of enjoyed looking at TR3B, so hang on, I'll bring it up for people to have a look at. Do you think there's a... Well, here we go, here, look. This is military.com. It says TR3B anti-gravity spacecrafts. It doesn't exist officially. It uses highly pressurized mercury accelerated by nuclear energy to produce a plasma that creates a field of anti-gravity around the ship. Now, think about that, okay? And think about the kind of distortion that you see around the Tic Tac. The Tic Tac technology, whatever that Tic Tac is, it appears to have that kind of it could be a field of like plasma that distorts the outside of it. But of course, it doesn't officially exist, right? Conventional thrusters, located on the tips, just the tip of the craft, allow it to perform all manner of rapid high-speed maneuvers along all three axes. And interestingly, the plasma generated also reduces radar signature significantly. So it'll be almost invisible on radar and remain undetected. So it's like almost like a shielding. The plasma gives it some kind of shielding as well. This literally means that it can go to any country it likes without being detected by air traffic control and air defense systems. Read more. And it's a wiki link, but that is military.com. And they start by saying it doesn't exist officially, and then go on to tell you all about it. That's their website. Pretty crazy, yeah? Pretty crazy. If we that's black triangle. That the TR3B. That'd be an example of the bottom of one. Let's see. TR3B. No, that's a car. We don't want the car. But black triangle all the same. The Belgian wave began in November 1989. Now, the Belgium one of the famous pictures of a TR3B from Belgium actually came out a few years later that the guy who took the picture, he showed you how he done it. It was a fake. Now, that doesn't mean that the TR3B isn't real. And don't mix up the TR3B craft we speculate they've got with the X-37B. The X-37B is their space plane, the autonomous one. This one here. The Boeing X-37, also known as the Orbital Test Vehicle, is a reusable robotic spacecraft. It is boosted into space by a launch vehicle and then re-enters Earth's atmosphere and lands as a space plane. This is the one when it lands, they go out it and they've got all the kind of almost like they're dealing with some biohazard or something. Some of the chemicals that are coming off it, maybe it's something to do with the propulsion. It's up there for 6 months at a time, and nobody knows what that's getting up to. Nobody knows what that one's getting up to. But don't mistake that with the TR-3B. And if we do go for TR-3B triangle, we'll get a picture of it. Out with pictures. Yeah, that's the kind of thing. That's what we're talking about. It looks like an actual patent. Give me a second. Bring that up bigger. There we go. Spacecraft, is that right? So if we put that patent number in. Patent. Was it 2006? 1014 0145 019. Let's see. Triangular spacecraft. There you go. The spacecraft having a triangular hull with vertical electrostatic line charges on each corner that produce horizontal electrical field or electric field parallel to the sides of the hull. This field, interacting with a plane wave emitted by antennas on the side of the hull, generates a force per volume, combining both lift and propulsion. There you go. Who filed this? There's all the different things that go into making it up, like. Mysterious patents of John Quincy Sinclair. Who was John Quincy Sinclair then, ladies and gentlemen? That's the question, eh? Well, let's have a look. We'll go back to the UFO report. We'll have another look. Come on. It's got to be getting close now, right? No. Donnie! Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. Now, 10 minutes ago, I'm told the UAP report has been released now. Whoa. Now, there was the page over here, wasn't there? We had it up. Okay, it's not out yet. It's not out just yet. But we are getting close, ladies and gents. We're getting close. I can smell it. I can feel disclosure in the air. Keep refreshing. Yep, that's where we're refreshing. No. This is another one we need to refresh. So, who's this director of? Right, that's fine. But we've got the other one that shows the last one was 22nd of June. I need to close some of these tabs urgently. Wow. Got like so many dang tabs open, folks. Okay. Let's go back here. Right, did I have that What? Who's that Sinclair dude? We were just looking at. Let's search that name again.
Depending on who you ask, experimentation into science fiction technologies is taking place every day in secret research labs around the world, creating capabilities that most would claim to be impossible. Some point to unexplained occurrences and UFO sightings as proof of this activity. Whether you believe this is true or not, one thing you don't expect is to find it recorded in official government patent documents. But this is exactly what I found that led me to today's discussion. John Quincy St. Clair is a mysterious man behind a number of even more mysterious patents, filed in a short span of time in the early 2000s before being abandoned. While the nature of these patents are typically in the realm of the absurd and unbelievable, maybe the weirdest thing is that not all of them are head-scratchers. There are a couple of entirely mundane creations in the mix, such as one for an internet-connected mailbox which alerts an app when you have mail, and another for an internet service that allows people to purchase cell phone cards. But that's not what you're here for. UFOs, walking through walls, remote viewing, these are the things you're here for, and these are the topics which John St. Clair concerned himself with. In the early 2000s, he filed a number of patent applications with names such as Walking Through Walls Training System, Full Body Teleportation System, Magnetic Vortex Wormhole Generator, and Electric Dipole Spacecraft.
Dang, dude. Well, listen, I don't know what's going to come out in the UFO report today, but we're definitely going to look more into this character and his patents. We're going to do more of that. We're definitely going to do more of that, but I think we're getting close, folks. I think we're getting close. Let me refresh that there. Nothing there yet. Let me refresh this. And if you are new here today, thank you so much for being here. Big shout out to Skipper Key Philo. This waiting has me turning green with anticipation. I like it. King says, I hope you brought your shovel. We have got Donnie in there. Kev the Tracker. I'm like a bloodhound, dude. I'm on it today. I like it when we've got something we can kind of just sit and chill out. I've enjoyed this, actually. We're coming up for 2.5, nearly 3 hours. And we've still got Freaky Friday to do as well. I need to make the live stream for Freaky Friday at some point while we're here. Nace chose the topic last week, so we're going to be getting into prophets and prophecy. Can you handle the woo? Yes, indeed. So, en menos de una hora sale el UFO report del Departamento de Defensa de USA. Smiley face, alien craft, alien face. There you go, see. Who knew I could speak broken Spanish? Who knew? Keep refreshing. No, come on. Does the realization that we're not alone in mainstream culture finally show the ridiculousness of Western thinking? Does it? How does this change the average American? How will it impact the consciousness of the West? Well, these are bigger questions that we don't like to tackle on here, man. Dang, dude, I just like to keep it fun, keep it light, you know?
Come on, man. Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?
And I have my insider who joins us live now. He teleported in from Area 51. I didn't know it was a they. They will tell us very soon what's going on. Yeah. Listen, it's a nodding head alien. Don't judge. All right? We're waiting patiently, ladies and gents. That's my point. You know it's bad when I'm cracking really bad jokes like this. Okay, you know it's bad. Marco Rubio just commented. Okay. Yeah, that's 9th of June. This is 3 hours ago. Where did he comment on it? Where did he comment on it, Mellow Yellow? Where did he do it? It's not on Twitter. It doesn't count. I'm only joking. Where is it, though? I need it. I need it now.
Known that my opponent for the Senate was going to be a far-left liberal Democrat. Today we just found out which one of them Chuck Schumer's picked. I'm looking forward to this campaign because...
No, I want you talking about aliens, dude. Not that stuff. I want you talking about the stuff that matters, what we're all here for, right? Oh, Dan, I like it. I like it. Joe Biden whispers UFO report.
Come on, man.
There you go, dude. There you go. Mellow Yellow, it's not on Twitter. Go to Kelly Mayer. Is she back on again? Is she tweeting again? It's Kelly in it. Yeah. Sorry, Kelly. Sorry. She's on it. Oh, here we go. UAP report, Rubio full statement. Rubio is the Senate Select Committee on Intelligence Vice Chairman. Here we go. For years, the men and women we trust to defend our country reported encounters with unidentified aircraft that had superior capabilities. And for years, their concerns were often ignored and ridiculed, Rubio said. This report is an important first step in cataloguing these incidents, but it is just a first step. The Defense Department and intelligence community have a lot of work to do before we can actually understand whether these aerial threats present a serious national security concern. Where's the aliens, man? Oh, I'm telling you, it's probably about as good as we're going to get. So within the hour. No link yet, just got the heads up watching. Yeah. Being released now. No link yet, just got the heads up watching. So it's going to come out on this website over here, folks. This one here. We think it's going to appear there first, right? I think we'll stick with Kelly. Kelly has got her finger on the pulse here, hasn't she? Poor Kelly. Extremely interesting. Let's read that again. It's a historic day, ladies and gentlemen. For years, the men and women we trust to defend our country reported encounters with an unidentified aircraft that had superior capabilities. And for years, their concerns were often ignored and ridiculed, Rubio said. This report is an important first step in cataloguing these incidents, but it's just a first step. It's one small step for man. It's a giant step for mankind. Giant leap. Shit. It's a first step. The Defense Department and intelligence community have a lot of work to do before we can actually understand whether these aerial threats present a serious national security alert. You got a scratchy? Who's that? There you go. I thought Anne had won the lottery there for one moment, but no, it's not. Who knows? Who knew? So the Defense Department and intelligence community have a lot of work to do before we can actually understand whether these aerial threats present a serious national security concern. Ooh, folks, I'm telling you, it's getting close. It's getting close. Within the hour. Yes, indeed. So let me get a quick drink of my coffee and I will be back. In just a moment. And we're getting closer to the full report coming out, but so far it's sounding like the nothing burger. We don't do nothing burgers. Come on, man. Diggy's journals, it says, and I like your name, Diggy. Did anyone see the interview with Luis Elizondo and Kurt on Theories of Everything? He was asked how he thinks the world would react if we all found out today everything he knows, as according to Luis Elizondo. Interesting. I watched that, and I highly recommend people not only check out that, but every podcast over on Theories of Everything with Kurt Jungmungle, I think the name is. I may have mispronounced that. But very, very interesting to see Corbell taking questions from the audience. I tend to think Corbell's a good dude. I trust that everything that comes through him is genuine. Hey, listen, there's a lot of games being played right now, a lot of information, misinformation, disinformation. Doesn't mean he's a bad dude though. I do suspect others are using him to get information out there, but that doesn't necessarily mean he's a bad dude. And I think we need to stop looking at the personalities, and even he says this. Let's just get back to looking at the information. Let's make it about that thing that we're all keenly interested in, the actual topic of aliens, UFOs, all that kind of good stuff, and get away from attacking the messengers. I think that would be a good way moving forward, don't you? It's not going to be the day of disclosure today, or is it? Or is it? So just Dan in the chat room thinks it's going to be massive. And I suppose it's all relative really, right? Because it depends on a lot of different factors. If people have just come to this kind of information over the past couple of years and started to look into the topic of ufology and haven't been doing it for maybe over 10 years or so, and people have been doing this for decades. Some of the people have been looking into this for a lot longer. It will depend on the individual whether this is massive or not. Because if you've been looking at this kind of stuff for a long time, like I have, then we've already learned a heck of a lot about what is already out there. So it's going to take a lot to impress the more seasoned ufologist. It's going to take a lot more kind of something bigger to really impress people like that in this report. But if you're just kind of new coming to all of this, and you're seeing the government talking about this and what feels like the first time for you, then yeah, it's going to be massive for you. But this isn't the first time the government's done this. You can go back and you can see military personnel around the time of Project Blue Book and stuff like that. Not Blue Beam, Blue Book. You know, where they're talking about this. But it turns out it always, in the past, historically, has turned out much to do about nothing, or else we wouldn't still be here today trying to get disclosure. So I think, Dan, when you hear people like me being a bit more skeptical about what's coming out, it's only because, well, how much are they really going to tell us that we don't already know? I suspect it's going to be a lot more of the information surrounding the Tic Tac, the gimbal, and other videos, other stories we've heard from Navy personnel, pilots. We might get some telemetry. We already know, thanks to the Stars Academy and Hal Putoff and all that gang, about the meta materials that they've been working on. And then that's when you bring into the whole picture Bigelow Aerospace, NIDS, the National Institute for the Discovery of Science, and the kind of technologies they're working on. So again, like I say, it's all relative. It would have to be something really, really major, really game-changing for it to be highly significant. Do I think that game-changing info is going to be there? From my perspective, I don't think so. But I'm just one dude, and that's just my opinion. But like I say, that doesn't mean it's not massive for people that are just coming to this. And if it's massive for people, then that's awesome, because I like when we get new people looking at this type of information. It shows that they're starting to think for themselves, and they're starting to ask bigger questions. So whether you think it's massive, hey, like I say, it's all relative, right? It's all relative. DNI is unresponsive, been updated. Yeah, if we come back over here. Let's see if our friend Kelly, wrong one. Let's see if our friend Kelly has been at it again. See, I've actually got my spaceship. I'm starting to pimp my spaceship out. I've got my brain, I've got the alien, I've got the McKev and the koala. So that's for a fun stream at a later date. We come over here. Where did the chat go? Oh, there's the chat. Why did that happen? Anywho, let me come back over here. So if we come to this. Yay! Oh, folks, I thought we had it there. It's updated. Haines' statement on Senate confirmation of Christine Abizade. So it's not what we're waiting for, though. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We've got it. We've got it, folks. We've got it. We've got it. We've got it. Come on, man. Load. Come on. It's down. You've got to be shechting me, right? Oh, man. Oh, bastard. Come on, man. No. Oh, these pesky news organizations are going to steal it for themselves. Ah! I'll drop the link, folks. I'll drop the link. Don't worry about it. There's a link, but it's not working. Oh. Damn them! Oh, come on. You just know. They got flooded by people in this world. It's got to be, Beck. It's got to be. You think about it. I mean, we've only got 130 people here, but that's double usually what we get on the channel. So that tells me there's a lot of interest in this today. As soon as that went up, probably crashed their server, right? An alien DDoS. Who thinks the aliens done it? Did the aliens do it? Did they? Hey, who cares? We can make it up. Why not? The aliens done it. Ah! Marty, can you believe it? Jennifer, no, exactly. Do you have an email where I can send it? TrueTube1984@gmail.com. I downloaded it. Oh, Mellow Yellow. Hang on, I've got... protonmail.com. There you go. There, if you can email me on kbsdiscord@protonmail.com, I would much appreciate it, dude. Much appreciate it. Oh, you absolutely splendiferous KBSers out there. If one of you has got that downloaded, UAP would also represent a national security challenge if they are foreign adversary collection platforms or provide evidence a potential adversary has developed. Oh, get me it set up. Please send me it, dude. Please, please, please. Let's see if I can get it. On its way? Oh, man. I need to come over here. Just bear with me, folks. Bear with me. Oh, wait. There we go. There we go. I have got it. You little dancer. So, let me pull this up here. Here we go. Oh, hang on. Hang on. Here we go. Here we go. Boom. We're in. Let me get a little drink of the coffee. Oh boy, oh boy. So then, Office of the Director of National Intelligence. And it's not that long by the looks of it. So we'll be able to go through this. And then I'll go and get Freaky Friday set up. How does that sound, folks? Does that sound good to all of you? I think that sounds good. So yes, send this out. I'm going to retweet this stream. Give me 2 seconds. Retweet this. Hashtag UFO report on KBS Live. There we go. Boom that out. Yes, I'm keeping you waiting here for a couple of seconds, folks, till I share this. I'll get it onto Facebook as well. Hit like, hit share, get it out there. So, here we go. Oh, it's exciting. It's exciting. We're all excited. We're all either going to be terribly right or terribly wrong in a moment, right? Aye. So then, scope and assumptions. The preliminary report is provided by the Office of the Director of National Intelligence in response to the provision in Senate Report 116233, accompanying the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021, that the DNI, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense, is to submit an intelligence assessment of the threat posed by unidentified aerial phenomena, UAP, in the progress the Department of Defense Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force has made in understanding this threat. This report provides an overview for policymakers of the challenges associated with characterizing the potential threat posed by UAP, while also providing a means to develop relevant processes, policies, technologies, and training for the US military and other US government personnel if and when they encounter UAP, so as to enhance the intelligence community's ability to understand the threat. The director, UAPTF, that's the task force, is the accountable official for ensuring the timely collection and consolidation of data on UAP. The data set described in this report is currently limited primarily to US government reporting of incidents occurring from November 2004 to March 2021. Data continues to be collected and analysed. ODNI prepared this report for the Congressional Intelligence and Armed Services Committees. UAP Task Force and ODNI National Intelligence Manager for Aviation drafted this report with input from USD, DIA, FBI, NRO, NGA, NSA, Air Force, Army, Navy, Navy ONI, DARPA, FAA, NOAA, NGA, ODNI, NIM, Emerging and Disruptive Technology, ODNI National Counterintelligence and Security Center, and ODNI National Intelligence Council. Assumptions. Various forms of sensors that register UAP generally operate correctly and capture enough real data to allow initial assessments, but some UAP may be attributable to sensor anomalies. It's not swamp gas, it's sensor anomalies, ladies and gentlemen. I'm joking. The executive summary. So here we go. The limited amount of high-quality reporting on unidentified aerial phenomena hampers our ability to draw firm conclusions about the nature or intent of UAP. The Unidentified Aerial Phenomena Task Force considered a range of information on UAP described in US military and intelligence community reporting. But because the reporting lacked sufficient specificity, ultimately recognized that a unique tailored report process was required to provide sufficient data for analysis of UAP events. As a result, the UAPTF concentrated its review on reports that occurred between 2004 and 2021, the majority of which are a result of this new tailored process to better capture UAV events through formalized reporting. And we remember it was last year, there was a story came out about how the Air Force had been instructing the personnel on new standard operating procedures if they encountered a UAP. We covered that at the time. Point 2 here says most of the UAP reported probably do represent physical objects, given that a majority of UAP were registered across multiple sensors including radar, infrared, electro-optical, weapon seekers, and visual observation. In a limited number of incidents, UAP reportedly appeared to exhibit unusual flight characteristics. These observations could be the result of sensor errors, spoofing, or observer misperception and require additional rigorous analysis. They're not going to commit on anything. They need more money to investigate this, ladies and gentlemen. That's the feeling I'm getting so far. There are probably multiple types of UAP requiring different explanations based on the range of appearances and behaviours described in the available reporting. Well, that's a no-brainer. Obviously, there's not a one answer fits all unidentified phenomenon. Nobody's claiming that. Our analysis of the data supports the construct that if and when individual UAP incidents are resolved, they will fall into one of 5 potential explanations or explanatory categories. 1. Airborne clutter. 2. Natural atmospheric phenomena. USGS or USG, that's US government, or US industry developmental programs, foreign advisory systems, and a catch-all other bin. And by other, that's what we're wanting to get into. The ones that can't be explained by things terra firma, right? So, goes on to say, UAP clearly pose a safety of flight issue and may pose a challenge to US national security. Safety concerns primarily center on aviators contending with an increasingly cluttered air domain. UAP would also represent a national security challenge if they are foreign adversary collection platforms or provide evidence of potential adversary has developed either a breakthrough or disruptive technology. Again, it's our enemies on terra firma. It's a threat, folks. We need the money. We need the Benjamins. We need to investigate more, and we need to get ready to defend the threat, right? Consistent consolidation of reports from across the federal government, standardized reporting, increased collection and analysis, and a streamlined process for screening all such reports against a broad range of relevant US government data will allow for a more sophisticated analysis of UAP that is likely to deepen our understanding. Some of these steps are resource intensive and would require additional investment. We need money, ladies and gentlemen. We need tax dollars. So, available reporting largely inconclusive. Limited data leaves most UAPs unexplained. Well, at least they didn't go with swamp gas. Or have they? Limited data and inconsistencies in reporting are key challenges to evaluating UAP. No standardized reporting mechanism existed until the Navy established one in March 2019, and the Air Force subsequently adopted that mechanism in November 2020, but it remains limited to the US government reporting. The Unidentified Aerial Phenomenon Task Force regularly heard anecdotally during its research about other observations that occurred but which were never captured in formal or informal reporting by those observers. After carefully considering this information, the UAPTF focused on reports that involved UAP largely witnessed firsthand by military aviators and that were collected from systems that we considered to be reliable. These reports describe incidents that occurred between 2004 and 2001, with the majority coming in the last 2 years as the new reporting mechanism became better known to the military aviation community. And if I just jump in there, before that, it was almost like career suicide for any of these pilots or airmen or air personnel to report what they were seeing. Same for commercial pilots. You report seeing something like this, and like I say, that was your career gone. You think of the story around Rendlesham Forest and the way that they treated the military witnesses to whatever went on in the forest at Rendlesham in 1980 down in England. The attitude has changed now towards this, and that's got to be encouraging. But again, it doesn't mean that we're going to get to see what they're reporting. We'll only get to see the unclassified stuff, and so far, I really ain't too impressed. It says that these reports describe incidents, we got that. We were able to identify one reported UAP with high confidence. In that case, we identified the object as a large, deflating balloon. The others remain unexplained. It was a balloon, ladies and gentlemen. 144 reports originated from US government sources. Of these, 80 reports involved observation with multiple sensors, and most reports described UAP as objects that interrupted pre-planned training or other military activity. So UAP collection challenges. Socio-cultural stigmas and sensor limitations remain obstacles to collecting data on UAP. Although some technical challenges, such as how to appropriately filter out radio clutter, to ensure safety of flight and military or for military and civilian aircraft are long-standing in the aviation community, while others are unique to the UAP problem set. Number one, narratives from aviators in the operational community and analysts from the military and IC, that's the intelligence community, describe disparagement associated with observing UAP, reporting it, or attempting to discuss it with colleagues. Although the effects of these stigmas have lessened as senior members of the scientific, policy, military, and intelligence communities engage on the topic seriously in public, reputational risk may keep many observers silent, complicating scientific pursuit of the topic. Number two, the sensors mounted on US military platforms are typically designed to fulfill specific missions. As a result, those sensors are not generally suited for identifying UAP. Sensor vantage points of and the number of sensors concurrently observing an object play substantial roles in distinguishing UAP from known objects and determining whether a UAP demonstrates breakthrough aerospace capabilities. Optical sensors have the benefit of providing some insight into relative size, shape, and structure, and radio frequency sensors provide more accurate velocity and range information. But some potential patterns do emerge. Although there was wide variability in the reports, and the data set is currently too limited to allow for detailed trend or pattern analysis, there was some clustering of UAP observations regarding shape, size, and particularly propulsion. UAP sightings also tended to cluster around US training and testing grounds, but we assess that this may result from a collection bias as a result of focused attention, greater numbers of latest generation sensors operating in those areas, unit expectations, and guidance to actually report these anomalies. I still find it very suspicious that these objects, these craft, decide to show off their aeronautic abilities right in front of one of the world's most best equipped navies. I'm just saying. It goes on to say a handful of the UAP appear to demonstrate advanced technology. In 18 incidents described in 21 reports, observers reported unusual UAP movement patterns or flight characteristics. So in 18 of these incidents, is the good stuff coming, is it? Probably not. Some UAP appeared to remain stationary in winds aloft, move against the wind, maneuver abruptly, or move at considerable speed without discernible means of propulsion. In a small number of cases, military aircraft systems processed radio frequency energy associated with the UAP sightings. So, military aircraft systems processed RF energy associated with these craft. The UAP task force holds a small amount of data that appears to show UAP demonstrating acceleration or a degree of signature management. Additional rigorous analysis are necessary by multiple teams or groups of technical experts to determine the nature and the validity of these data. We are conducting further analysis to determine if breakthrough technologies were demonstrated. Now, if it was alien, that would be a breakthrough technology, probably, but it doesn't rule out black projects, advanced technology from Earth, be it drone technology, autonomous technology, electronic warfare stuff going on where you can also spoof the radars. That's my speculation, and I'm just not even speculation, it's fact. I'm just throwing it out there. We've got to keep everything in mind. So it goes on to say UAP probably lack a single explanation. And again, that's like talking to us like we're absolute buffoons. Nobody with two neurons to fire together has ever claimed, in my company anyway, that there must be one answer, just one answer for all of the unidentified aerial phenomenon or UFOs. That's just, it's crazy, okay? Talk about stating the obvious. The UAP documented in this limited data set demonstrate an array of aerial behaviors, reinforcing the possibility that there are multiple types of UAP requiring different explanations. Our analysis of the data supports the construct that if and when individual UAP incidents are resolved, they will fall into one of 5 potential categories: airborne clutter, natural atmospheric phenomena, US government or industry developmental programs, foreign adversary systems, and a catch-all other bin. With the exception of one instance where we determined with high confidence that the UAP was airborne clutter, specifically a deflating balloon, we currently lack sufficient information in our dataset to attribute incidents to specific explanations. So they go on to describe the kind of things here. Airborne clutter. These objects include birds, balloons, recreational unmanned aerial vehicles, drones in other words, folks, airborne debris like plastic bags that muddle a scene and affect an operator's ability to identify true targets such as enemy aircraft. Nobody's thinking these things are a plastic bag, folks, are we? What? What are you talking about, you absolute buffoons? Natural atmospheric phenomena. Now, you get things like the blue jets that Scotty Lopez talks about. You get ball lightning, balls of plasma, that type of thing. Some UAP, oh sorry, reading the wrong one. Natural atmospheric phenomena include ice crystals, moisture, thermal fluctuations that may register on some infrared and radar systems. Okay. US government or industry developmental programs. Some UAP observations could be attributable to developments and classified programs by US entities. Now, this is the one that I think accounts for the videos we've seen so far. It's just my opinion. Everyone's entitled to their opinion. If yours is different, I'm cool with that. Like I say, it's just so convenient. They do it right in front of the cameras and the eyes of one of the most advanced militaries in the world, and coincidentally just happen to be along the same coast where a lot of these military industrial complex companies are making this type of kit. Just saying. So it says, we were unable to confirm, however, that these systems accounted for any of the UAP reports collected, because if it's classified and there's a need-to-know basis, then listen, just because they didn't get any answer back doesn't mean it's not going on. Okay? Foreign adversary systems. Some UAP may be technologies developed by China, Russia, another nation, or a non-governmental entity. Cobra! Although most of the UAP described in our dataset probably remain unidentified due to limited data or challenges to collection, processing, or analysis, we may require additional scientific knowledge to successfully collect on, analyze, and characterize some of them. We would group such objects in this category pending scientific advances that allowed us to better understand them. The UAPTF intends to focus additional analysis on the smaller number of cases where UAP appeared to display unusual flight characteristics, or signature management. Next up, we're over halfway through this, folks. We're on page 6 to 9 already. UAP threaten flight safety and possibly national security. Where are we? Where are we? Where did I put it? Where did I put it?
And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
And I don't even think they're going for the extraterrestrial threat. They're just going for a threat, right? UAP pose a hazard to safety of flight and could pose a broader danger if some instances represent sophisticated collection against U.S. military activities by a foreign government or demonstrate a breakthrough aerospace technology by a potential adversary. Ongoing aerospace concerns. When aviators encounter safety hazards, they are required to report those concerns. Depending on the location, the volume, the behavior of the hazards during incursions on ranges, pilots may cease their tests and or training and land their aircraft, which has a deterrent effect on reporting. Bullet point here, the UAPTF has 11 reports of documented instances in which pilots reported near misses with UAPs. 11, so that's between 2004 and 2021 now. Potential national security challenges. We currently lack data to indicate any UAP are part of a foreign collection program or indicative of a major technological advancement by a potential adversary. We continue to monitor for evidence of such programs given the counterintelligence challenge they would pose, particularly as some UAP have been detected near military facilities or by aircraft carrying the USG's, that's US government's most advanced sensor systems. PPP, ladies and gentlemen, this is exciting stuff, right? What did we say? I told you on your way in here it wouldn't be what we were waiting for, right? I don't know about you, but I'm not holding out much hope for a picture of the aliens as we scroll down the last 2 pages. It says explaining UAP will require analytic, collection, and resource investment. Standardize the reporting, consolidate the data, and deepen the analysis. In line with the provisions of Senate Report 116233, accompanying the IAA for financial year 2021, the UAPTF's long-term goal is to widen the scope of its work to include additional UAP events documented by a broader swathe of USG personnel and technical systems in its analysis. As the dataset increases, the UAPTF's ability to employ data analytics to detect trends will also improve. The initial focus will be to employ AI, machine learning algorithms to cluster and recognize similarities in patterns and features of the data points. As the database accumulates information from known aerial objects, such as weather balloons, high altitude or superpressure balloons, and wildlife, machine learning can add efficiency by pre-assessing UAP reports to see if those records match similar events already in the database. So they're actually going down the Chinese road. We looked at a story earlier on about the unidentified air conditions, UAC, that's what the Chinese call them, and they've gone and done exactly the same. They've put it into the AI. The AI can keep an eye on the reports coming in. That's what they're being told over there as well. So it says the UAPTF has begun to develop interagency analytical and processing workflows to ensure both collection and analysis will be well informed and coordinated. The majority of UAP data is from US Navy reporting, but efforts are underway to standardize incident reporting across U.S. military, services, and other government agencies to ensure all relevant data is captured with respect to particular incidents and any U.S. activities that might be relevant. The UAPTF is currently working to acquire additional reporting, including from the U.S. Air Force. Yeah, it's gone too big. Thought it might. From the U.S. Air Force, and has begun receiving data from the Federal Aviation Administration. Although USAF data collection has been limited historically to the USAF, began a 6-month pilot program in November 2020 to collect in the most likely areas to encounter UAP, and is evaluating how to normalize future collection, reporting, and analysis from across the entire Air Force. You would think the Air Force would be like the first people that would have all of this like really in place, ready to go, right? They're the Air Force. They're the ones that spend most time in the air. I know, no brainer, right? The FAA captures data related to UAP during the normal course of managing air traffic operations. The FAA generally ingests this data when pilots and other airspace users report unusual or unexpected events to the FAA's Air Traffic Organization. In addition, the FAA continuously monitors its systems for anomalies, generating additional information that may be of use to the UAPTF. The FAA is able to isolate data of interest to the UAPTF and make it available. The FAA has a robust and effective outreach program that can help the UAPTF reach members of the aviation community to highlight the importance of reporting UAP. Expand collection. The UAPTF is looking for novel ways to increase collection of UAP cluster areas when US forces are not present, as a way to baseline standard UAP activity and mitigate the collection bias in the dataset. One proposal is to use advanced algorithms to search historical data captured and stored by radars. The UAPTF also plans to update its current interagency UAP collection strategy in order to bring to bear relevant collection platforms and methods from the Department of Defense and intelligence community. The UAPTF has indicated that additional funding and research, or for research and development, could further the future study of the topics laid out in this report. Such investments should be guided by a UAP collection strategy, UAP research and development, tactical roadmap, and a UAP program plan. Guess what, folks? That's it. This report in the UAPTF database used the following defining terms: UAP, unidentified aerial phenomenon, a UAP event, a UAP incident, and UAP reports. Unlike this document, I'm not going to explain all of these to you because you're not stupid. You can work that out, right? Senate Report 116233 accompanying the Intelligence Authorization Act for fiscal year 2021 provides that the DNI, in consultation with the Secretary of Defense and other relevant heads of U.S. government agencies, is to submit an intelligence assessment of the threat posed by UAP and the progress the UAPTF has made to understand the threat. The Senate report specifically requested that the report include 1. A detailed analysis of UAP data and intelligence reporting collected or held by the Office of Naval Intelligence, including data and intelligence reporting held by the UAPTF. 2. A detailed analysis of identified phenomena, data collected by geospatial intelligence, signals intelligence, human intelligence, measurement and signals or signatures intelligence. Number 3, a detailed analysis of the data of the FBI, which was derived from investigations of intrusions of UAP data over restricted airspace. A detailed description of an interagency process for ensuring timely data collection and centralized analysis of all UAP reporting for the federal government, regardless of which service or agency acquired the information. It's bullcrap, ladies and gentlemen. It's not even. You know, I didn't have high hopes, as you all know. But this is even more of a damp squib than I thought. This isn't even a nothing burger. It's like it's a nothing turd. There's nothing in that. Exactly. So many days to make this. Exactly. Of course, we're only getting the unclassified part, folks. We said time and time again the good stuff would still be in the classified part. Classified because it's a need-to-know basis. And like we were laughing about earlier on, it's not like they've got together and they're just telling us because it's the right thing to do. And, you know, they should share what they know with the general public, right? No. So if there was any good stuff, and I actually don't think there was, why would they tell these people in government? These people are inept. If you want a secret to be broken, if you want something to get out, yeah, tell the government, because they'll probably let it slip. They'll leak it. But these groups, these agencies that have been keeping this stuff quiet forever at great cost, they're not going to tell these punks and punkettes sitting there at the Senate committee. They don't have the clearance. Oh, it sounds weird, right? I know it sounds really strange. They're the government. They must have. They don't. There's a need to know. And if these guys don't need to know, they ain't going to get told. And we sure as hell ain't been told. Wow. So I'm going to shove on some music for a second. We'll come back. We'll kind of summarize this and then we'll get out of there. No, Sam, no revelations at all. Nothing. It was more about how we report these things than anything actually happening. I mean, this is like really bad, right? Really bad. Let's see what our friend Kelly is saying. Exactly, Kelly. Basically, if you want more answers, they need to fund the research. Explaining UAP will require analytic collection and resource investment. Yep. 3 takeaways. Couldn't agree more. Available reporting largely inconclusive. Wah, wah, wah. UAP probably lack a single explanation. Like nobody, like who even thought that? UAP threatens flight safety and possible national security.
And the last card would be the extraterrestrial threat.
They didn't even get anywhere close to the extraterrestrials, right? Not even close. I think it mentioned China once, enemies a couple of times, but it wasn't talking about like enemies from Beetlejuice or Alpha Centauri or any of these places. No. So we'll shove on some music, we'll all lick our wounds and see Dan. Was it Dan in the chat room? I told you they would let us down, dude. They always do. Buggers that they are.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. Are you serious?
How dare you?
And there it is, Mellow Yellow in the chat room. You nailed it, my friend. You nailed it. They say the word threat 10 times in that 9-page report. Yeah, I think they want us to think there's a threat out there, ladies and gentlemen. And what do threats make? Money. Money, money, money. Because we've got to defend against it, right? We've got to research it. We've got to invest. Invest, invest. And all I wanted was the tip of the probe. Lubed or unlubed, that'd have been okay.
Genetically modified.
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am. Are you serious?
How dare you?
Nah, I've got something better for us to listen to for a little moment before we round this all up. Wait till I find this here now. There we go. Turn that down. Play this. There we go. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, indeed. And that was provided to us by our Uncle Donny. I forgot the name of the gentleman that's playing the didge there, but it can't be a bit of didgeridoo music to bring us back in. And yes, we gathered here today under the banner of disclosure, or as I like to call it over here on KBS, dare we call it disclosure? It didn't even come close to anything like that. We need more reporting. Oh, we need more money. We need to get everything streamlined. We need more data. And what a sad world, eh? What a sad world. You know, there's nothing new under the sun. And history, it doesn't repeat itself, but it echoes, it rhymes. And you go back to one of the biggest episodes in ufology, July 1947, and the Roswell incident. And of course, we all know, or we've all heard about Roswell and what may or may not have gone down, literally. But the weather balloon, right? The weather balloon was one big factor that came into that story, right? And here we are, all these years later, in almost the month of July 2021. And we're back to talking about what? Weather balloons. Fucking weather balloons. You have got to be kidding me, right? I mean, Jesus, you'd been better if you just said swamp gas. Man, goodness, God, blimey, I don't know. Oh, it's one of those ones, right? It's just like, damn, dude. Damn. I lived through Disclosure Day, and all I've got to show for it is this bloody...
Genetically modified.
I mean, I ain't got done a good job of preparing people for a nothing burger. But even I wasn't prepared for that pile of stinking horse's dung. Oh, my word. So listen, we've lost like a quarter of the audience or a third of the audience already. Wow. Big numbers over here on KBS2 today, and the subscribers have been flying in. Thank you very, very much. The report, ladies and gentlemen, is out. Let me see if the website's back up yet. Yep, the website is back up. There we go. The ODNI releases preliminary assessment on unidentified aerial phenomena. The Office of the Director of the National Intelligence today submitting a nothing burger to Congress in the form of a preliminary report regarding unidentified aerial phenomenon that relays the progress that the UAPTF has made in understanding UAPs. They have done a shitey job. That's all I'm going to say. The report, or the release of this report, is in response to a requirement in the IAA of 2021. An unclassified version of the report will be posted on DNI later today. And well, of course, we got a little sneaky peeky at that. Thanks to, I think it was Mellow Yellow in the chat room. I think so. Big letdown, yes. But listen, just because they haven't told us, don't let that or don't let that quash your enthusiasm for the topic. Because, listen, we don't need them to tell us that there's something out there. We don't. I think there's a preponderance of evidence to support that. And it's just this thing that we've got in our brain, in our genetics, our makeup, where for some reason we need the government, the same government that hides all of this stuff from us. We still need them to come out and confirm that it's real. No. Okay, it'd be great, it'd be awesome. And I was expecting something a bit better than this, even though I wasn't expecting like pictures of aliens and UFO craft and propulsion systems, but this is pathetic. This is bad. This is laughable. Talk about nothing. You know, the later it got on in the day as well, I was thinking, well, maybe if they're waiting until like close to the end of the news day, maybe there is going to be something decent in it. No, they left it till late in the day so they could bloody run away for the weekend and hide. So they don't get lynched by rabid ufologists out there who are they're as mad as hell and they're not going to take it anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, yeah. Old Howard Beale style network. Why'd I keep moving? See, I've even got my picture of Schrodinger's cat on the spaceship set up there. Yep, see, spaceship getting built, the works. I had that ready. Taking us off in the spaceship. All went down the pipe, right? So listen, folks, I'm going to be back on our 3-hour live stream in 90 minutes. Can you believe it? We're going to be over on the other Kev Baker Show channel. Just me and Nacy today. Scotty Lopez has got big storms coming in. He's also still recovering from that concussion that he got the other day. So big shout out to Scotty. But me and Nacy will be talking about prophecy and prophets. Yes, the Troyman is back home, and the Troyman, let me tell you, I don't know why I was going into full jiggering and jaggering mode there, but the UFO report has come out and there is no bloody UFOs in it. They are jiggering and jiggering with the UAP information. Yes, indeed. Dan, thank you for being here, brother. It was crap, Jocelyn. I just hope you don't think I'm crap. Don't think I'm crap. Don't shoot the messenger. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Big H, thank you for being here. Thank you for being a sub. All means the world to me. All means the world. Bernaise sauce. You see, Bernaise, I delivered it with a little smile on my face. It might have made it a bit of a less bitter pill to swallow. I hope it did. I hope it did. The Troyman thought so. Yes, indeed, the Troyman. I don't know what accent that was meant to be there. Was fun, Marty. I've had fun. I hope you've had fun out there. Been a blast, actually. Let's take the report out of the picture. We've had a real moment in time here. In fact, I think we're close on like 3 hours, maybe 4. Bloody hell. It's the longest stream I've done in a while, ladies and gents, let me tell you. And I've enjoyed it all the way. Let's see. Yep, we're coming up for 4 hours. My word. 99 red balloons. I wish I could get away with playing that song. That is a quality tune. 99 red balloons. At least we were in this together, says Helena. Exactly. Exactly. So listen, I hope you've had fun. I've had fun. Please join me in just over an hour from now over on the Kev Baker Show, the bigger channel. I don't have the link yet, or I'll give it to you. I'm such an amateur. I really am. But it's going to be woo all the way over there. I can guarantee you. We plan nothing for Freaky Friday. I want you to keep that in mind right now. We plan nothing. I can still confidently tell you it's going to be way more informative and entertaining than that bloody pesky UFO report. Yep. I was here for the disclosure day and all we got was a stinking pile of crap in the form of a report from the DNI. I feel cheated, ladies and gentlemen, absolutely cheated. So until next time, keep your mind open. Keep looking for the woo, but not to the point where your brain turns to black goo. Big shout out to Mellow Yellow for saving the day. He had the report. Awesome stuff, dude.
Come on, man.
Excuse me, it's ma'am.
Are you serious?
How dare you?